It's true. As Artem said, with enough buff out, anything is possible. And speaking of Artem, he's here. Yay. Let me just
Welcome
get
home,
a little, make
baby!
sure this is,
I'm done.
crack this here.
Woo!
Little toast here to Artem, Mr. Artem, for finishing up his master's degree.
Hey,
Good on you,
Woo!
buddy.
I'm yeah. Now I'm ready for the student debt to wash over me and cripple
Yeah.
my entire
Well,
being.
Let's see what happens with 46. You know, he's got some ideas. Let's see what happens.
I have no hope for that, but I
Well,
will
hey,
appreciate it.
there are better odds for that than there were for anything positive the last little while. So
It's true. It's true.
Anyway, hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tales of Sentra. It's episode 61. Everyone is here. Yay, Smash Brothers style. Everybody's here. So Artem, I think you should recap last week for us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, obviously. You guys killed everything, and this is really just the beach episode where everything's good afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
All I know is you guys fought Spitter,
That's true. That's true.
and I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. You weren't here. You were like in between any of the Spitter stuff, so you never
We
encountered
pulled out
this
like a
main
pro level
antagonist.
SWAT team thing. We established a plan, and then the second it got to it, much like Spitter, the plan went out the window. Which I
Huh.
mean, we infiltrated the second floor, bypassed a lot of guards, and we were helped with the distraction from Duke, the Duke, who is a superhero who's
Were we
filled in
helped with
for.
that distraction?
I don't know, but I know there were like 3 less guards, and so
That
he
is
did that,
yes.
and we snuck in through the second floor through his bedroom, noticed some gross, crusty towels. We walked in on him in the
Artem, what you're
bathroom.
thinking is correct.
Walked in on him. Yeah, they were cleaning his terrarium. Walked in on him while he was taking a soak in the tub, and we straight up jumped him and threw him out the window, and ran to the tree line. We exfiltrated him. Charlie was flying around, launching like fireballs and fire bolts, and just like zapping people from a distance. Hazard like ziplined to like the top of a building and started loosing some arrows and lightning arrows, and Braun and Val like got Spitter out and away from his guards, and then we roughed him up a little bit and brought him to the mayor.
Val put him to sleep.
Val
That
put
was
him to sleep with
basically
eyebite.
what let the whole thing happen.
Just pew! Beautiful move there. Yeah. So we did that, and that's where I'm kind of getting fuzzy.
Yeah. Well, that was just the first part. You spent the bulk of your time, because after that you hopped on the airship and you went off to the Flying City, which it was a very long episode last time. So if you all need me to chip in on part of this recap, I can definitely do that. Because there was a lot of stuff that went down when you guys reached the Modron City.
Well, we arrived at the Modron City, said something funny, and then like
city, ha 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 ha.
a gajillion bot boys laughed in a very uncomfortable manner that was sonically unpleasing, and we made our way to a library and.
Wait, Artem, hold on. You keep going with yours, and I'm gonna add mine.
Okay.
Ha 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 ha. All right. Well, now that no one's watching anymore,
Bye, viewers. So, we made our way to the library where we found Braun's ex-wife, who works there, a human working in a Modron City. Hazard, by chance, happened upon some books that had some old information that may turn some heads as within the Arakakra and Centaur wars.
We are the scimitars.
So
we have
Hazard
horse
kind of-
bodies and sword faces.
Hazard
Curved
fell upon
swords.
Hazard fell upon kind of his MacGuffin for the here's how to acquire peace in the Middle East kind of plot. And we also found one of the dream chords, which Charlie just straight up, like a professional, was like, fuck it, I'm in, I'm out, it's gone, bye. That was fun. And then they had Charlie and Bron had an awkward talk in the hallway about you can't just steal stuff like that. And, oh, but I did, and it's fine. Oh, no, we can't do that. And, you know, morality stuff.
I hope
Charlie
we were
had-
out in the street, not in a hallway.
Oh, in my headcanon, it was like a hallway outside. But if you
That would
guys
be
had
an
gone out to
alleyway.
the street, it was an alleyway. Okay,
There you go.
I was misunderstanding the situation.
No, you're technically
Um,
right. And like a hallway is, or an alleyway is basically an outdoor hallway. Like you're right in what you're saying, but it's just that's not how somebody would say it.
A tent
like
is
the
just an
boat-
outdoor bedroom.
It's like the boat basement of
Yeah.
streets.
Okay, we can
Andrew, what kind of
disagree
hot
about
sauce
this
is that?
later. This one is the Trader Joe's jalapeno pepper hot sauce.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's not bad. I also Aldi has a nice, more buffalo flavored. It's a little closer to the I put that shit on everything tagline.
Frank's.
Yeah, a little closer to Frank's Red Hot, and then I got a couple bottles sriracha up there. But
Mm.
this one seemed like it would be closer to the. We did the chicken
Artem, I
dinner
can
thing.
hear that. Oh wait, no, that's an ad on my end.
Kind of
Never mind.
turned it into a chicken pot pie
It
bowl.
it really sounded like it was coming from yours, and your like square was lit up.
My square's always lit up because I just mute myself via voice mod.
Oh, gotcha. It's one of
Artem's
those
box
things
is
where, like,
always lit because that's where the party is.
No, it's one of those things where, like, I'm sure, like, sometimes you're listening to something and it's mixed in such a way that it actually sounds like it's coming from, like, in your own apartment or something. You know what I mean? It was like, it seriously sounded like it was echoing onto your mic, which I was like, what? Anyways, that was on me. Anyway, okay, so, yeah, you got a lot of stuff from that book. Charlie got a dream chord. Val looked up some stuff in the library as well, and she also talked up Delilah for a bit there.
Do we want to talk about how Delilah is an android now? Or is that a
Skipping ahead a
cyborg?
little bit.
Cyborg. Oh, sorry. Go on.
I believe
so.
Sid would prefer the term body snatcher.
So Delilah left the library with Valison, and Braun confronted her for the first time in 15 years. They went to go talk. We learned that not long after Delilah left Braun, after the accident that killed her via fireball, she left Braun. After she'd been revived, she realized that she was with child, but it was long since leaving, and I guess she opted to not come back. But she was having issues with said child, delivery of the child. So she ran into the Modron that we fought, who was along with the wizards that were trying to make their own dream arch, and he helped deliver Delilah's son, who we know is now Bronson. And I guess in the process of that, replaced her entire body from the neck down as a construct or a Modron. And with it, took some of her humanity away from her. She's a lot less bright and sunny disposition, as Braun described her long, long ago. Having heard all this story and realizing that Bronson is still in the Neverside, that Braun would find the rest of the Dream Courts. He would lead the party into the Neverside to save his son and bring him back. And he also promised that he would fix her body, having been taken by the Gate in an alchemical experiment gone wrong. He is going to fix her body and bring her, so basically fix all of his problems, making promises that he has no idea how he's going to do.
Anything else anybody wants to add from last time? I'll throw in like one or two other things unless there's anything else.
Coming from a body positive situation, I don't think there's anything to fix Other than like the occasional over-oiledness that can ruin the furniture a little bit, so maybe check in on that before you sit on the couch. Don't want stains.
Um, so I will say one thing that was found in the library that was just interesting, and I know like basically I told you guys ahead of the episode, like you're about to get like exposition dumped in this episode, and then it went super late, so it probably just like for pretty much everybody, which is understandable. But one thing, I will just reread what I wrote. Of one thing, who grabbed this book? I think Charlie grabbed the book and looked through. He looked through a book called, where is it? The Neverside Guide. And I'll just read my description here again, just to refresh everybody on it, real quick. The Neverside Guide explains Sentra's cycles. Like a creature, it sleeps and wakes, with the sleeping cycle being when Dominus arrives and wipes out the world, like how night wipes out the day. This has happened 26 times so far, with cycles ranging from a few hundred to a few thousand years. Things like spell usage and Dominus training his own forces affect this. While he's here, Dominus builds dream arches in preparation for the next cycle. As it turns out, the Neverside beings, dubbed Neversiders, also need dream cords to survive on this side, just as beings from Sentra do in the Neverside, because they ground the wielder and keep their mind and body functions from decaying in an unfamiliar atmosphere. The substance used to make them, interplanar silver, is extremely rare. Only found on the borders in between planes, areas that are nearly impossible to access. Eventually, the god giants themselves awake, drive Dominus back, and start a new cycle. Inevitably, someone discovers this whole thing, but it's usually too late. Some have tried to accelerate or decelerate the process. So basically, this whole world-ending thing has happened 26 times before. And you're hoping to prevent it happening for the 27th.
The Modrons are also complicit in that they've watched it happen each time and done nothing to stop it.
Yep, because they're just record keepers, basically.
Reminds me of the Magicians.
The show? That sci-fi show? Interesting.
They've got a very similar sort of
Yeah.
thing going on.
So basically, like, I mean, again, that's just a big exposition dump. So, like, if things your characters would know that you need a refresher on, just bring them up, and I'll make sure, like, I mention them again when is necessary. But the last thing that happened was people were hanging out in Primus's observatory, and they got to look up and check out the constellations and learn all about how they work. And you guys all have a handout now for that. Where is it? You guys all have a handout now for that. So basically, like, once a month you can get like these cool bonuses if you spend some time checking out the stars. So basically, like, you'll have an opportunity to do that probably just the once before this campaign's over, but, like, you know, whenever you want to do it, you get it for like the 48 hours. Artem was not here for when I was able to reveal like where these actually came from. They're the party members from the Kingdom Hearts campaign I did, is what they're all designed after. So that happened, and then the final moment was everybody's favorite Style showed up and delivered a letter. And Artem, since it comes from Lancer, if you want to read it, go for it, and then we're gonna pick up right from there.
I should probably unmute. Hello, comrades! Captain Airfort Lancer here! I know this is last minute, but the Centaur Aarakocra Summit is happening soon, on the 20th of Violet Moon. I'll be there the day before. See you in High Peak! P.S. I don't know how your quest for the Dream Cords is going, but, well, I have one of my own now!
So my impression wasn't that far off.
Yeah. Of note, it is as you wake up, it is now, you're waking up on the day when Lancer himself would be arriving in High Peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think Hazard was the one who received this letter from Style before he did his usual, like, disappear into the nether move.
Yeah, his Batmaning.
Yep, so that's where we'll pick up, with Hazard having received said letter.
Ugh. It's like he leaves a chill in the room. All right. Were we at the end of the day? I don't
It's the next
recall.
morning.
Oh, the next morning.
Yep.
And
Oh, and Broad did spend the night in Delilah's apartment. We'll much like Duel and Brianna, we'll just let that be what it is, and that's up to Ryan basically.
I'm sorry, who and who? I'm not familiar with those characters. Oh,
Ryan, I think it's time we told people about Duel, Brianna, and the two people they invited into their quarters.
It seems very graphic to get into. I feel like we should just let people use their own imagination.
And you didn't tell Finn? You didn't invite Finn? Yeah. I thought we were friends, and I thought we were party members.
Not that kind of party.
I can't even talk.
I knew it.
Tao was definitely there. Tao was one of the two.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
watching. I just watch.
Cool. I'll
They
go
said
ahead.
they wanted to do it like they won't do on the Discovery Channel, and I didn't know what that meant.
Oh my goodness.
So
See,
yeah,
the Discovery Channel is a body of water that a certain sex-party yacht goes down on their yearly retreat.
speaking of
Anyway.
okay, this is gonna be weird. Speaking of bodies of water, my friends had some trivia game the other day, and one of the questions was name the 5 oceans, and I was like, wait, aren't there 4? Apparently, there's something called the Southern Ocean now. I feel like in school I was only ever taught 4.
That was the 7 Seas.
That's the 7 seas, not the oceans. But like you got your Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, right? Like that's what we were all taught. And then apparently there's something called the Southern Ocean, and I'm like, what is that? So apparently that exists.
Huh.
It's like
South, I'm guessing.
it's like the Pluto of water, I guess. So anyways, so Charlie, Val, and Hazard are all in Primus's observatory. Braun is is waking up now in Delilah's apartment. Lancer is arriving in High Peak, so that's kind of where everyone is now. And whoever wants to jump in first, we can totally do that.
Let's start with the boys.
Okay.
Hazard, how you doing? I'm kind of sleep. Oh wait, or you mean Charlie and Braun? Because Hazard's already up.
I'm already awake.
Oh wait, no, Braun's somewhere
Braun's in
else.
another
It's just-
place, yeah.
Well, whoever's around, where's breakfast?
Breakfast will come. First, we work. We work out. We're working on discipline today. Because,
Well,
remember,
Discipline.
we need to
Yeah, you
focus.
mentioned discipline the last time we were talking.
Yes, that's right. You have power. We need to work on focus and discipline and controlling that power. So, we're going to do squats and push-ups until anyone else in the room wakes up. Go.
Okay.
awake. Guess what, everybody? I am awake. You can stop the workout right now.
Oh, thank God.
I forgot to say at the top. I mean, you're all aware, but everyone's level 14 now too.
Damn right. We do a quick 5-minute montage and then, oh, wait.
I did my push-ups and my sit-ups, and now I'm ready to drink plenty of juice.
That's right. Water and then juice.
And that's when Primus walks back in. Yes, I was told your kind want refreshments. Here you are. And he'll set down like a tray of like, there's like what you'd expect, like water, juices, milk, and then for some reason there's just like a bottle of just like straight up like oil on there too.
Yeah, any
Take the
bacon or
oil.
sausage?
I have only provided liquids.
Weird.
Oh,
You know
I'll go
what? I think
ahead
we
and
might
pull
be able
some
to get some food on the ship if we're leaving today. Do you think we're leaving today? Is that what we're doing? I don't know
yes.
what's going on.
We'll fast until lunch. That
Why
way,
do we need to go on a ship?
I don't know. Don't you want to like save a spell or something? Unless you don't, in which case
Go
you know,
ahead,
we
get
can
there. We'll get there fast.
we can just, you know, get the crap out of let's serve oil for breakfast land.
yeah. Get your
I
stuff
was just gonna
together.
yeet
I'll-
off the city. Just start gliding my way down.
Is that the first time any of our characters have
be fun.
in universe used the word yeet?
I am certain Hazard has used it, but only because he's like a zoomer. Just you guys ready to go collect Braun?
Do you want me to just send him real quick?
Yeah, you should send him and ask how he's doing. And also
I
see if he
will.
has any bacon, if he could pocket some of that and give it.
Charlie.
Going to my level 3.
Charlie,
Going
do
to
you
my level
honestly think that if Braun has bacon, he's sharing any of it?
Let me have faith.
We cut over to Braun. I imagine having like a wonderful breakfast spread in Delilah's apartment.
I mean, would she? She doesn't eat anymore.
She doesn't, but like you're here.
I guess if she ran
Where
out
does
of-
she get the food from? Does anybody eat in this place?
Magic.
No, I think it'd be kind of more of a awkward, quiet, like Braun's getting his things together and like it's like, all right, you know, next time I see you, I'll have him with me. So we'll convene then. And he's kind of packing his things and getting ready to go.
Well, I would love to see our son again, Braun, and it was nice to see you again as well.
That's all you have to say about seeing your son again? You seem very indifferent one way or the other.
It's not so much indifference, it's just realizing the gravity of a lot of decisions.
Well, I'm sure wherever he is, he'd rather be here. So,
Cut to just like drawn and quartered in another realm. Just no.
no, see, I was thinking he's like in a bathhouse with like beautiful dream women like taking care of him.
If my dad wants to come rescue me, I'll just say, "Nah, bro, I'm staying here." My name's Bronson, but bro is fine for short.
I have second thoughts on retrieving this guy.
Maybe we can just leave him in the hillside.
Is he in the hellside or is he in the... I thought he's in the dreamland.
He's in the dreamland.
He's, maybe hillside would be better. Who even knows? Am I right?
We'll see how he is, and if he's not good, we'll drop him off in hellside.
I think that's a good plan.
And if he's really good and Braun loves him a lot, then maybe we still drop him off in hellside.
As you go, you do absolutely receive a message.
What is the message?
Hello, Mr. Braun. Mr. I'm going to stay at my wifey's place. Are you awake?
Yes, I am awake. I am on my way to the observatory. If you need any food, I packed some from this unusually high amount of breakfast food. I've been cut off.
I think Mr. Braun is bringing us breakfast. He did not mention any hanky-panky or anything like that, but also, I think she was like, hello, I do not eat. But, maybe he cares about us a little, like Charlie specifically. I think he's bringing you some breakfast.
Okay, but you said that he didn't have any pancakes?
No pancakes.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Okay, well, maybe he'll have some hanky-panky for me next time.
Yeah, maybe.
Some hanky
Charlie,
pancakes.
Charlie. No, that's not.
It's one of our
That's
best
not what
jokes.
that means.
It's one of my favorite jokes, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's a thinker.
Well, eventually Braun does reunite with everybody over in the observatory.
Good morning, everyone. I have some leftovers, as it seems that Delilah doesn't have the need for them anymore. Unfortunately, no pancakes, Charlie. Sorry. They don't seem to carry it up here.
Oh, that's okay. I'm kind of surprised that they had anything up here.
Yeah. Seems they whipped up something special for us.
That's very nice of them.
It is the least we could do. But I see nobody has touched their morning oil.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
working
going
my way
stay
to that.
way, buddy. I'm dying.
So I don't know if you guys know or not, but after meeting with Delilah again, I can confirm that her son has not yet returned. She does not know where he is. that he is indeed powerful and skilled, but she has not made any contact with him, which I find to be odd if they are as close as they appear. Oh, she had, how to say this? She doesn't have a mm, she, I don't know what you're implying by that, but just back her hand away. Let's
So
just
you
say
slowly
she's-
make the hand motion like near the bottom of the frame.
Seems she
I'm sorry.
is much like the locals here and has a mechanical body from the neck down due to some complications.
So did you guys not
So
have
you
like
checked out her body from the waist down then?
She felt it necessary to show me, so I
Hazard. He already said that he has no pancake.
Okay.
No
I don't know what that means. If that means something different in Undercommon,
Hanky panky.
that is not Undercommon.
Yeah, but look, I said the word, and then
I'd say it's
Charlie
rather
was like,
common.
pancakes, and I was like, yeah, it's totally pancakes. It's not pancakes at all.
It's not pancakes.
Besides it being none of your business, it seems that the boy is still in danger. So we have now 3 dream cords, is that correct? So we need 1 more, and then we'll have enough to go in and get him together.
I'm just glad you
Yes.
didn't break your hip last night.
Did she even did anybody ever mention hey, one of these dream courses? Like whisper, I know the robot is right there. Nobody saw a dream court last night because that seems like something that they would totally notice, and nobody seems to notice.
It didn't really come up. So they seem
All right.
That's good, but we should still get out of here soon. That's another reason why I'm kind of let's teleport instead of use the ship, because let's just say that the minute I teleported out of there, my first thought was I need to rest up so I can teleport us all off of this city. Because if they find out, they're gonna be really pissed.
You guys want to teleport? I'm in. Let's go hang out with Lancer, see how he's doing.
Do you think he's
Have you-
going to take away my police badge?
Not if he doesn't see that you still have it.
well. Once I tell him how
Gonna-
you've been using it, probably.
I have
Just
not.
hide it.
I hide that thing so hard.
How could she use it if she definitely threw it away yesterday in the trash in
Insight
Bodron
check
City
me.
where...
Wait, why are you
Insight
bringing
check
up
me.
Lancer? Has he contacted us recently?
Yeah, he wrote us a letter.
Yeah, he wrote a letter. I guess I didn't
The
tell you
file
because
showed up.
you were
Does Style
distracted.
got up here?
Oh, of course.
I
he
know,
was
it's
up
so
here.
creepy. He was just there. And then he gave me the letter, and then he wasn't there. And, the air got colder.
Oh, and what's good news, he has a dream cord. So, he could just give that to us, and then we'll have enough.
Oh,
You
that's
need
true.
one more after that.
Just being a dick.
Oh, I got you. Thanks,
It's like,
Lancer.
hey,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
one.
We
We're
got
good.
this.
We got
Hey,
4.
we have everything we need.
Good to see you, Lancer.
That's
Bye.
funny.
Anyway,
see
we
how
should
it
get
is.
to this summit. Dude, I'm gonna drop a bomb on this summit. I've got something that'll blow them all away. Not a literal one. Not a literal one.
okay.
No, I've got
Okay.
some information.
Excuse me,
that will,
what is this talk of explosives?
No,
I use teleport.
information. I've got. No. All I've got is information.
And then as soon as you guys leave, the teleportation dust settles. Well, I suppose I will enjoy this morning oil myself. Glug, glug, glug. So I take it you guys are just going to High Peak then, yeah?
Absolutely not. We are going to go to the beach.
Yeah.
The
Clam bake.
the bird beach.
Lancer's just like, where the hell are these guys?
Sipping on night ties. Wearing Hawaiian
Sipping on
shirts.
gin and juice.
Hmm.
Roll back.
I would say you're familiar enough at this point that you get the guaranteed 1 to 100 teleport there, by the way. So you don't
That
have
is
to worry about that.
convenient.
I mean, you've been there a couple times now, so yeah, I think it's fine. And you were just there like 2 days ago or whatever. So yeah, so you're here. And Lancer is somewhere.
I'm going to
Lance,
send him.
Are you tilting
Where
your
are
head
we?
to look at the picture, Ryan?
I thought it was sideways at first, and
I
then I
did
saw the guy at the
too.
bottom.
I was
No,
sitting there like,
nothing's wrong
what
with
is
this picture.
this?
besides the picture, paint us a picture of where we are. I don't know where we
High
are.
Peak. So High Peak this is like the main Aarakocra city. So it's like up on the mountains. So it's kind of like the whole city is like what they call these little nests, right? It's like these little kind of like bubbles all along the various cliffs and mountaintops, and like that's where the Aarakocra live. That's where they do business, all this sorts of stuff. So like they can obviously fly in between, but there's also like lifts and stairs and stuff like that to access where you need to go as well.
What's the area we've been at most? Because that's where where Charlie's most familiar with. That's the exact spot he would have teleported to.
The airship dock is where you would have gone.
Okay.
Either the airship dock or that one. You remember that parrot who owns that one, the shop? Those would be the two places.
I do not remember the parrot shop, so I guess
Okay.
we go to the other.
So you go to
thing.
so you arrive at the airship, which at the moment is of course empty because the airship is back at the Flying City. Which, by the way, you might want to let them know that you left because they were waiting on you.
Yeah, I was
going
gonna
to
say we would have let the cleric guy or the paladin know that we were leaving.
Yeah, cool. So yeah.
Do I miss the answer now?
We gotta go find Lancer. He said he's gonna be here somewhere. I don't know where in this whole city. He just said he's gonna be in the city.
I'm going to use another 3rd level spell to text the bard that's coming back to the party who's cooler than me, I guess. Hey Lancer, we're here. Where are you?
Oh,
Hi.
hi, that's great. I'm in this tavern called the Empty Nest. There's beer here.
You're
I don't want
much
to go there.
cooler.
That's an old people bar.
Their other kids are grown up and they have left them. Your awesome bard friend is there though, you guys.
He's not as awesome as you. Val, you are my best bard friend.
Yeah, I'd like to see him like use Destructive Wave, which is the spell that I picked up from Magical Secrets.
You picked up Destructive Wave? Are you serious?
I absolutely fucking did.
Jesus.
I don't know that spell. What's
I am
Destructive Wave?
unfamiliar.
Strike the ground, creating a burst of divine energy that ripples outward from you. Each creature that you choose within 30 feet of you must succeed a con save or take 5d6 thunder damage, as well as 5d6 radiant or necrotic damage, and they get
Yeah.
knocked prone. A
Yeah.
creature that
That's
succeeds on its
cool.
saving throw
It's the
takes
strongest
half as
paladin
much
spell.
damage and isn't knocked prone. Still have these. So I don't know. It was a last second thing, and it was like Destructive Wave. I was like, "What's that?" And it was like this, and I was like, "It's done. It'll never work."
Wow.
But it's done.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you're
you
rolling
pick your
10.
targets, too.
You're rolling 10d6, and it's half even on a save. That's a good spell. That's
And
some
you
pick
good
the
damage.
targets.
That's
So it-
Meanwhile, I don't
points
have
your
anything
allies.
over a 3rd level spell. I picked yet another 3rd level spell. That'll be
Serious?
fun.
Oh wait, you're a ranger. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
You're not a full caster.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I was about
that
to say you're a
hazard? I
full
only have second
caster.
level
Is that
spells.
is what? I forgot you're not Finn anymore.
Yeah, rangers are. What are rangers? Half or quarter? What are they considered?
Half.
They're
Yeah.
shit.
I think it's half and
Hey!
a third anyway.
Not like anything against you, but I mean, like, the ranger could be
I'd
way
like to
better.
think I'd break the mold.
I really like the Gloomstalker and the Horizon Walker, though. For real, I think those two are really cool.
I think the Fey Wanderer is super freaking cool. You get so
looked
much
into
at
it.
3rd level.
Speaking
Anyway.
of breaking the mold, I heard the better bard is at the Empty Nest. Let's head over there.
Oh,
Wow.
I bet that freaking god on the heaven side would have been like, "Oh yeah, Mr. Centaur, you and me," and not like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend."
I get there like a billion years before they do because I'm like grappling, hooking, and swinging like a lunatic the whole way there.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in first, and yeah, you see your buddy Lancer in there.
I'm sorry.
There's a bunch of birds just like
Rush.
sacre bleu because
Yeah.
they all have the French accents.
Hello! And he's double fisting Steins.
More like squawkly blue, right? Am I right?
Ah,
Lancer, get in here, bud. And I run up and give him a big old bear hug.
Oh, okay. He just sort of pats your back while he also still drinks.
Dude, okay.
just take a sip over your shoulder, like while he's hugging.
I mean, Hazard's not tall enough to reach that far, is he?
He's like 5'5".
how tall
He is 5'3".
Isn't Hazard like 6 something?
No, Hazard's 5'3".
No, Lancer.
He's a short king.
Isn't Lancer
and-
like real tall?
I imagine he's about as tall as a horse is.
So pretty tall.
I mean, horses are pretty
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah, it's like 7 foot, 7'5". Either way, like, give him a big old hug. Get him another round of whatever he's drinking. I've got something that's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, should it be a secret?
I-
Are you?
Does it need to be a secret?
I don't know. I was thinking of busting it out during the summit.
You should probably tell me.
Okay, cool. Sorry, is dabbing allowed in this community?
I have no idea. I've been here all of... He looks around for a non-existent clock. Like 3 hours.
Oh, tight. All right. So I rummage through my bag and I like slap the book down, and it still has like the rental, like flap in it, where it's
Yeah.
when you go to a library. And I flip it over, and I kind of point to some paragraphs where it's this deep history book that explains the connection between centaurs and Aarakocra, like where they evolved together and then like split off, and how their societies are like kind of they come from the same tree and the same origin point.
Common ancestors, the phrase you're looking
Common
for.
ancestors.
He reads it and he's just like... "Ugh."
I know everyone's gonna get so angry, but it means you all are at your roots. You're connected. Deep in your roots are connected. There's room to move up from here.
Maybe as a last resort. And he just sort of like closes the book.
Well, I was excited. And when they inevitably bring back 2 of the things, because his round was 2 of the thing, I'm gonna take one of them and like kind of pout and sip on one.
So eventually, everyone's gonna, the whole party's gonna get up here, of course.
Am I allowed in?
Yeah, we'll bring you in. Can we get one kid
Okay,
standing over here?
if it's an issue, I'll just change my appearance to be like a goblin or something. Let me-
Once the whole party gets in there, you'll also hear a familiar voice, just like, "Oh, what is this? Look at this! It is the first customers on top of the airship back in town again. Hello. It is so good to see you all. Quick reminder, in case it is needed, my name is Poirot. I am the purveyor of the shop here in town. I have not met your centaur friend here. It might not be the most becoming thing if I shake his hand, but just know that it is still a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Centaur. Does not matter if you have wings or hooves or whatever. Money is money, am I right? And it can all be spent at my shop."
Lancer, meet Poirot! Poirot, meet Lancer.
Oh, very good. You're just almost there. Little more. You have to sort of let it go from the throat,
more-
but it was a good try.
Thank you. The more I drink of this, the easier it becomes to like just
Ah.
kind of let it.
Yes. Can I ask what brings? Yes, a question from Valicine over there.
Do you offer magical services at your shop? Or do I have to find somebody else for it?
I mean, I sell what I sell. There are potions and skulls and that sort of thing, but I do not enchant, if that is what you
Oh.
wish. Although I would like to think I'm rather enchanting.
Oh, you were.
I don't know how a parrot laughs, but it's probably
It sounds-
strange.
It sounded it.
Anyways, may I ask what brings you all back in town so soon after your voyage on the airship?
They didn't have any food up there.
Oh,
We,
shame,
found
no
what we were
seeds.
looking for.
No seeds, no berries, that sort of thing, huh? Those
Oil.
are my favorite snacks, at least.
We found what we were looking for and then some. So we made a quick journey back to meet up with our good ally, Lancer. Lancer, how have you been?
Well, good. I mean, as far as things go, like there are things to tell you guys.
Oh, all right. Has
But-
anyone bothered you? Aren't you guys at war?
There have been looks.
Ooh, I'm glad you said that. Everybody roll a perception for me real quick.
It's site-based?
Yeah.
That is the best Charlie will ever roll on that.
Really, those.
God
she's got those
damn,
elven
Val,
eyes
do
going
you-
on.
Val, do you just get nat 20s on perception checks now?
Occasionally.
Because didn't you get like multiple nat 20s on perception checks like a game or two ago? Or am
think
I
so.
imagining that?
Also, I like you know, obviously you get the advantage because of the eyes of the eagle, but I like the mental image of Hazard just being in a tavern and just pulling out goggles and going. Like, just
Oh
scanning
no,
a
they're flip
tavern.
down. They're
Oh, gotcha,
they're like
yeah.
attached, just kind of like, you know.
Oh, that's true.
God.
Yeah, I don't know why I always picture binoculars, but anyways, so
That's
pretty
what
much.
they look like.
Yeah. So I mean, Sid would see it first, or Val would see it first, but pretty much everyone will look up and see like at sort of. So there's like Actually, no. It's not. This is just like a one level place. You would notice walking in. Are and I can easily give a reminder if you need it of who these folks are. But speaking of being at war, a couple folks will walk in and sort of take a seat at one of the tables.
I roll to attack.
I only see the parrot.
Oh,
Aren't
you have
these
to
the
scroll
guys
right.
that we?
Oh, yeah, you might have to
snuck
scroll to
into
the
their
right.
base?
Oh jeez.
Yeah, these are like the captains of like on the other side of the deadlocked like area.
That we almost like created a war with, but we managed to sneak in, grab what we needed, and left.
Mm-hmm.
The pudgy bird looks exceptionally angry somehow.
Which one?
Now,
The green one.
Oh, the green one. None of them look happy, but specifically this dude here just looks always so pissed.
Tony, just to confirm, like, Lancer's not here alone for the summit. There is like
Yeah.
other
So
centaurs.
like your like ambassador and his people are here.
Exactly, okay,
Your
that's what I
captains,
figured.
your captains are also in town. Yeah, but but Lancer's probably the only one who's like probably ballsy enough to be like, I'm just gonna go to the bar, whatever. Like,
he's almost looking for a fist fight.
yeah.
But he's like, no, they know we're here. We're allowed to be here. You know, as long as we don't cause trouble. He drinks.
So it's just a matter of time, then, is what you're really saying.
I mean, you know, if I need to throw a hoof.
You know, I do not wish to intrude, so I think I will return to my shop. Pierre, whatever they want, you make sure it's on my tab, yes? Consider them guests of Poirot. Okay. I will see you all later, perhaps at the Les Summit, huh? All right, you all have a good time, and I will bid myself adieu. And he will flutter on out of there.
Something that made him like us because that
It'll
was
do
super
what?
nice. Do you think he's trying to lure us into a false sense of security before there is surely a tavern brawl with those gentlemen over there?
Would you like to insight it, Sid? Because you certainly could. Why he's
I
being so
absolutely
friendly.
fucking would.
Did
Yeah,
he
we're
say
done.
that he was going to be at the summit?
I suppose so.
Jesus.
Man, all right. Val, you're sure that's like, he's a businessman. He knows he's not going to make any money off you if he's mean to you. So he's very much just like, come on, spend some money in my shop. Come on, out-of-towners. Spend some money.
Okay, so that's not a, hey, get drunk and be stupid and give us an excuse to attack you.
No, it's, hey, like me and buy my things.
Word. I will yeah, in that case, I will order a drink, and I would like to use like my millionth spell for the day on ascending,
Okay.
and it's going to be to Greta,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, girl, I have an exceptionally icky cloak that I'm trying to clean up, but also I want to make it go like when I walk. Can you do this?"
You're asking for a cloak of billowing. Oh, right. This is a message, not a
I was
conversation.
about to say,
You're
don't make me
asking
do it
for a
again.
cloak of billowing. Since you have your own cloak, I can give a discount. I am currently in High Peak.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to see you in a bit. I'm going to take this exceptionally icky cloak, and I'm gonna go make it do fun things, so that
Wait,
people
wait,
think I'm
wait.
like some war torn hard badass or something.
Oh, Val,
What? You want
you
to
said
come
we
with?
would go do something together sometime. Can I come with you?
Come with me. Yeah,
I'll
Wait,
yeah,
come
yeah.
wait.
with you.
Before you both go,
Yeah.
he looks through his pack and he pulls out the dream cord. This is one of
Yes.
the things that we needed, right?
Yes, I
Oh.
wanted to ask you, how did you get that?
Oh yeah, turns out that like big armor thingy that came out of the portal, it had one like along its spine, and we ripped it off.
Oh my god. Have they all had one?
That's
God
kind of
damn it.
awesome.
I think they must have. I mean, it kind of makes sense. If we need one to go there, they probably need one to come here, right?
And we've beaten all of them, right? There's no more coming in, except for like to kill us all.
So I would say the one Lancer has it was like more that like tank kind of thing. So it was more like a vehicle the knight was piloting. So like when you beat the knight went back like they normally did, but the tank stayed, and like that's what had the cord like kind of wound through it.
Gotcha.
But yes.
Wait, we haven't been killing these things? They've been going back?
Well, they've kind of like dissipated like mist each time.
Oh, okay. I thought we killed them, but okay.
Well, Lancer, I guess you probably haven't heard. We recently learned that we have some things in common. There is
My
a
mom isn't my mom,
right. There's that.
and
Is
my
she,
dad
is she
isn't
an
my dad.
imposter? Wait, but they're currently
No.
working in my house.
My mom is my
That's so
actual
true.
my actual dad's cousin, I think. Nope.
Yes, your
Yes.
mom is your actual dad's cousin. Yes.
I am
I'm
the daughter
confused.
of a lady of the night. Bippity boppity. Have a good day.
Hey, but it was the madam. It was top of the chain.
She was like probably like a hooker for senators or something.
Kind of prestigious in its own way.
So are the people in my house strangers?
No. They just totally didn't tell the truth about like them actually not being my parents and only being like my father's cousin and stuff like that, but they were like, "Oh, come on, little wayward child, baby. We will take you in as ours." And they did that, and they just never told me the truth. Also, I haven't stolen anything since you've been gone. Braun's wifey though is like an android thing. And Charlie can fly now. Look at those wings. And Hazard has a DILF for a father.
I was about to, I feel Val is totally doing the like Michael Pena Ant-Man thing right now.
And I was like, I would watch an entire movie like that. But anyway, yeah, that like I think that's pretty much up to speed, right, Mr. Braun? Nothing more like too like important or anything.
We also learned that there's someone very, very important to us on the Never side that we need to go into and risk life and limb to rescue to bring back.
But who?
They're my wife's son, who is also I helped in that process.
He's gonna lift Braun. You're a father!
Lancer,
Yeah, I
Lancer,
still
For
feel
the
very.
father.
guess his
I've-
name though. Guess his name.
Oh, what's the name? He's still holding it.
It's Bronson.
Bronson? Your son's name is Bronson?
Yes, I did not pick it.
And he drops you finally.
Barkeep, around for the new father. It's not a baby,
Yeah.
but he's new to being a father.
You got it.
Alright.
Anything you want, it's all on pause tab.
Sweet.
I still feel a little complicated about this recent revelation, but he is currently in danger, or at least still there, and we have no idea what's happening to him. And I'd like to mount a rescue to bring him back as soon as
Oh.
possible.
We're gonna get your kiddo. You're gonna love being a dad.
Yeah, you know, just a lot of stuff to work on. In addition to my wife being a cyborg android lady now.
I don't know what that means.
Nor
Also,
do I.
might be dating a felon or something. Who even knows what that is? Am I right? He's a mob boss though.
What?
Huh?
It's,
I have his cloak. I totally stole his cloak. I cleaned it up. It was really icky. I'm gonna make it go swoosh swoosh
so really, you didn't miss that much.
swoosh.
Also, you've been to heaven and
Oh.
back since you split with Lancer.
Oh yeah, we met a bunch of gods.
It was very disappointing.
They were all jerks.
Well,
They
I could've
made
told
me
you that.
not want to believe in God anymore.
I mean, they're real. They're just a real disappointment. is
Just
one
like
should say.
not believing in them in the sense like you would believe in a friend.
Huh. You guys did a lot. Feel like I
Yeah.
kind of missed out. Well, we're here now. That's what matters.
You've
I could
been
have
doing
sworn he
fine
was
stuff.
there in spirit for at least some of that heaven side part.
Well, we have a whole day until the summit. What are we doing? Val, you needed to do something.
I'm going to go make this tattered cloak billow. Charlie, if you'd like to join me.
I would.
So,
Gonna slowly back out of the tavern doing that.
when you start to get up, you're gonna notice. Well, give me another perception, actually.
Everyone or just Val?
Make it everybody.
Can I just use my passive?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's 10.
22.
Roll over from an 18.
So, pretty much everybody, because you already kind of had eyes on these birdies over here. You would notice as you're having your conversation that this one here, who's actually a Kenku, is like constantly like looking over and like kind of talking to this one here. Just kind of motioning toward you. So Val, as you get up to leave, that one is actually going to walk over to the table. So like as you get up, like maybe almost like not like bump into you, but like he definitely like walks over Liberty to the table and just like, hey, my friend over there says you all look familiar.
Well, we're some of us are the champions of Octon, so you might have heard of us from that. A couple of us, I think I've won a tournament
In Pawtooth.
in Pawtooth, so that was one thing.
We were like at the Pokemon thing, and we fronted that battle a little bit.
Yeah, we've been all around.
We stopped the
Um,
coup.
I'm apparently the hero of C2E.
Right. We've been fighting this
No.
like extra dimensional thing. So
No, it's not. It's none of that.
We took down the mob boss.
Maybe. He like
Two,
kind of
really.
motions toward Lancer. I think it's this
Yeah.
one who looked mostly familiar to him.
Hey, buddy, if you're going to pick a fight right before, like, peace talks, it's probably not ideal, you know?
I didn't say anything about a fight.
Didn't you
what
know?
exactly are you getting at? Is there something we can help you with?
I don't think so. I don't think there's much you can do for me.
I'm rolling insight. What's this guy's goal?
He definitely like, he came over and said like, "Do I know you from somewhere?" And it was definitely like, and informed, like he definitely does recognize you all.
Detect thoughts. Boop.
Okay. So I'll answer Andrew's first. So it's definitely like from inside, it's definitely like I recognize these people, and also like he does definitely seem like pretty pissed.
So he is looking for a fight.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Sid,
Cool.
your detect thoughts. It would be like it'd probably be something like so the Centaur have to, it's probably something like, so the Centaur they're bringing in, not even their own kind to fight their battles for them now. Now they got to bring them to do their own peace talks too. Like it's a very like condescending, like, wow, they can't even do that for themselves, can they? So that's what's popping off at the moment.
In response to him, Lancer, especially when he points Lancer out, he looks at him and is like, "Yeah, but I've never seen you before. Must not be that important."
You don't know who you're talking to, do you, Four Legs?
Absolutely not. That's what I said.
Hey, you two are related.
Hazard.
Maybe don't right now.
Excuse me? Is that a joke?
Hazard do.
No, it's history. And I'll pull out the book and like slam it down and show him where I've bookmarked it.
He's not gonna look at the book. Put your books away, nerd.
I hold it to him like a cartoon character, like smoosh it in his face.
He's gonna
Check it out.
he's gonna like push it away.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
like
pull
reading?
out my iPhone and start recording. Just be like, hey, you can't touch him. He has rights.
I'm pretty sure I'm an ambassador at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm on a war council. Or a whatever council. What was the council we're here for?
I think you're on the student council. Hazard.
No, that's not it.
Actually, Lancer probably has some
government.
stuff to say about that. This guy will probably just like, oh, whatever. Not even worth the time. And he'll like walk back over to his table.
Yeah, that's what I thought, bitch.
Feather
No!
brains, all of them.
No!
Walk away.
Y'all behave!
I want to use
We're here for the
destructive
summit.
wave. Give me a fucking reason.
Lancer probably has some stuff to say about the summit, though.
Oh, yeah, we've got to give, like, opening statements, and then we got to answer all the questions, and then closing statements. It's a whole process, but you all are going to be there, right? I mean, we fought the thing together, so it'd be nice to get third-party eyewitness accounts.
Absolutely
course.
not. I'm gonna go get
Hell
the
yeah.
cloak billowed.
Well, it's tomorrow.
Damn it.
I don't know, that cloaking, it's gonna take a while. Yes, they have to import some parts and, labor, and they don't
Yeah, it
have a
could take a
rental
while.
cloak. They don't have a rental cloak, because, like, that's extra.
Like, look at these.
I think I'm a bit
people
too young to
covered-
go to court, so just gonna sit this one out.
Didn't you all need this?
I don't know. I've been thinking about like, what if we don't have a war?
Yeah.
That's what I would much prefer too. Is there a way we can prevent this kind of war thing from
Like-
happening?
Maybe
Well, that's the
everybody
point of the
can go
summit.
with different things. But like, I mean, against the big. I cannot. I'm the Rona. No, but the like think
You're
about
allowed
it,
to
though,
make
you
that
know?
joke.
Like, I can, cause here I am, the resident plague rat. But like, what if, like, we stop them from coming over, like, the ickies, and like we didn't fight everybody, or are we just talking about like this particular war between you guys?
I mean, one could lead to the other. We should probably help them settle things in
true.
addition to.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, but like, no
It-
war,
it-
what is it good
it-
for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
I am
If they
facing
got
a
like questions for me and stuff, then that's okay. I'm not going to opening statements. I've never done any kind of public speaking in my life.
Guys,
think
I am
so.
facing a lifetime of late fees on this book to bring to this summit, so you better bet your ass I'm gonna be there, and I am in it 1000%.
Yeah.
I don't even
in any
own
case,
Mojon money.
this would help with preventing a war, or at least a ceasefire.
Lancer,
all
I've been on
remember-
the. I've been on the stand many times. I'm be happy to be there with you.
Great. So 2 of you, that's great.
We will be there. I'm an officer of
Fantastic.
the law. I can totally like vouch for that thing, you know.
I just
Just,
worry
what do
about
you need?
how I would do speaking in public. My charisma's not that great. Wink, wink.
What exactly do you need from us to prepare, Lancer?
You know, I'm not entirely sure, but anything you can think of as to why there should be a ceasefire and they should provide troops.
Shit. I don't think I have anything to show them the thing anymore.
Especially evidence. I mean, we've brought the remnants of that tank thing here.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
saw
where's that been out?
Oh, it's with the other centaur.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Well, we have all the, our accounts, which were, I don't want to brag, but we've been around.
Yeah, you could testify.
And, guess
I
we
can
don't
do
have any-
that.
I'm sure
Yeah,
we could
both.
probably go ask our ambassador for, the proper proceedings. I'm sure he's done more research into however the Aarakocra do things here.
And Val, you can show them what we've seen, right? Is that a thing you could do?
I can't show everybody en masse, but I can like totally show the important people. Yeah.
All right, make sure it's extra mentally scarring for them as it was for us.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I try to like professionalize in. It's just that mental scarring stuff, like setting
Great.
small cats on fire in their suits of armor.
Maybe they have like a Harvey Birdman, bird at law.
Oh
Did he get that? Did he get that thing we sent him though?
Who?
Yes, devil. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Speaking of, Lancer mentioned the ambassador. When you say that, actually, some more folks are going to walk into the tavern.
God bless it, I just want to go get the billowy thing. Oh, Sentra.
So yeah, your own ambassador will walk in. Good old Dewleaf here, and we got Two Stripe up here. We got Black Hoof here. We got good old Pace, who was like that sassy secretary, if I remember correctly.
What the fuck is this guy over here? Is that
Well,
a
they-
goose?
Like a crane.
It's a swan or whatever, yeah. So then we got the Aarakocra ambassador. We got his two bodyguards here. We got Skull and we got Owana here.
Is
you
that
haven't-
blood all around there?
I think it's like feathers, discarded feathers.
No, that's
Red.
definitely blood.
He's just like
Oh,
dripping
yeah, it's
blood off his place.
Swans
Um,
don't fuck around.
It's true, man. So you haven't seen any of like this group on the right. You wouldn't have seen since like the premiere of this campaign, actually. But so they're all gonna walk in, and then of course walk over to their respective tables. Like they'll Dewleaf and Court will just shake hands, walk off to their respective tables, and just walk in. Just, oh yes, it's good to see everybody back here. I had worried about a possible confrontation between our two forces inside this tavern. I'm glad to see it didn't come to blows.
Well, never say never.
I would hope not. It would get us off on the wrong hoof for this whole peace talk.
Speaking of the peace talks, what exactly is the format?
Right. Well, it's a jury of 7 members. Myself and Court being 2 of the 7. And I believe other members of the circle here will be here to fill out the jury. Of course, as such, I can't serve as counsel myself. Hence why you're leading things, Hazard. So it's my understanding the procedure is that, yes, we will be able to get up there and give our opening statement and then answer any questions the Aarakocra might have, seeing as we are the initiators of this talk. And then closing statements will happen. As far as their counsel, I don't know who it is specifically, but I've heard talk of some real, hotshot Aarakocra lawyer. He's, I think they said he's a phoenix, in fact. Very rare type.
And
This
would he be
Phoenix is
arguing?
Is he often right?
Well, if
In his
he's
arguments, I mean.
if he's a big time lawyer, I would think so.
No.
Hmm.
Is he going to be arguing against? Do you know anything about their position?
I don't know if it's so much arguing against as just trying to find faults in what we present. So I'd say just be prepared to answer questions and present necessary corroborating evidence.
So to be clear, we'll be going on the stand tomorrow to say we should have a ceasefire, and this Phoenix that is often right will say we should continue fighting.
That's my understanding. He's there to give the condescending opinion.
Objection!
Well,
Yes,
Condor.
Very
Condor
good.
sending.
very good, Valison.
Thank you. I am practicing. I'm ready. I think. I don't know.
Well then, that seems to be the important stuff. I suppose we will see you all in the courthouse tomorrow morning, yes?
Sounds good.
All right. And again, thank you for keeping things civil here in the tavern. I'm sure the captains back there were giving you all the side eye for being the out-of-towners.
If there's one thing we know how to do, it's to keep a low profile.
Very well then. I suppose you have the rest of the day to yourself, and I will see you all in the morning.
We should probably decide who's making the opening and closing statements.
Do we not have a lawyer too?
Well, we are the representation. It's not really a trial so much as a summit council meeting.
I feel like you're the most qualified for this, Lancer. You seem to know this quite a bit.
Well, I certainly can. Yeah.
I'm also familiar with courtroom proceedings, being a captain of the guard and having to testify multiple times. Valson, would you be interested in leading it as well?
I mean, I can certainly try with the the razzle dazzle stuff, yeah. I mean, you know, I've been to every fight. Should be fine mostly. I think I would feel a lot better though if I had a magical cloak that would have pillow when I spoke behind me.
Charlie, it would benefit us if you could testify about the dreams, the hauntings that you had. I feel like that would sway a lot of people in that very cute way that you have.
I could do that.
And Hazard, you've been there for every single fight. You know, kicking teeth in with the rest of us. And you have that bit of tidbit knowledge that you learned, so that could probably go a long way.
I'd hope so. I might need some coaching in the charismatic delivery of things, because that's kind of my weakness. Very much not my strong suit.
I haven't used this very much, but I could always use my sad eyes technique.
Oh, the eyes. Yeah.
Well, Hazard, it's a
Haunted
good thing
one
that we
eyes.
have a very powerful bard here to help you, cheer you on. Braun's going to slap the back of Lancer right here. This guy is really good. So,
No, I'm all right, I guess. I do wonder. We have a lot of evidence about, well, the Dream Knights, but it would be nice if we had an Aarakocra that could speak against the war.
Don't we have that one guy that's a hermit in the middle of nowhere that has the sheep daughter?
Did he come? We asked him to come for the summon.
Yeah, I mean, you could ask about that.
who is this?
They murdered him
It was
on
when
the way.
it was when
and-
Braun was had stepped away for a bit. They found
Did
The,
you murder someone?
you remember that Aarakocra that you fought in the tournament?
Yes.
So it turns out he was traveling because he was done. He was over the war, and he found this she's a sheep centaur, this little sheep girl whose parents died in the war, and he's felt responsible, so he is raising a centaur as an Aarakocra, and they lived just back in the woods, away from people who wouldn't freak out about that and bother them.
Are they nearby?
Well,
Like
we
it's-
asked him to attend. We may need to send to him, possibly.
Okay.
Everybody stares at Val.
I'm trying to solidify that second magical lore secret thing spell, but let me come back here.
Do
Hold
what
on.
now? Oh, pick your other spell.
Yeah. We're on to level 4s, you guys.
Well, it's a really good thing you didn't. Really good thing you didn't wind up in that bar fight, huh?
I have destructive wave. I can murder bitches. Not really, but I can try.
I don't think we
level
want to murder
4,
people here.
Sending, to that guy.
Yeah, Scraw was his name, I believe.
Hello, Scraw. We are here in High Peak.
High Peak.
High Peak.
We are here in High Peak, and we're here for the summons. So donde está ustedes? That means where are you, Elvish?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here with Fauna, but we have to lay low until the summit for obvious reasons. Don't want to shake things up too much ahead of time.
They are totes already here.
Good.
And I would like to use another sending spell. And send it to Spitter the Quitter and be like, hey, you at the prison yet? Just checking.
The response you get back is like, turns out the bathroom is just outside the anti-magic field.
I say nothing about that.
Real quick, Tony, did any of the lieutenants look like, you know how like when you've got that group of friends and like they're all being assholes, but there's very clearly one dude who's like, all right, everybody, stop.
Because he's the one that's kind of being made, like, getting made fun of, or because he's actually like
Like,
guys,
trying to keep
no,
the
actually,
peace?
you guys are being dicks.
Yeah.
Okay, so bottom here, the Kenku is very much the instigator, like constantly like, come on guys, we're back, let's go, kick some butt. And then this one up here, the like, they're like, this guy is basically your equivalent for the Aarakocra. And Hazard actually floated, like, when he was invisible, he like floated through everyone's tents, so he was able to like kind of gauge what they were all about. But so this one up here, Skylord is his name, is the one who's seemingly like, guys, we need to, come on. Let's cool it, okay?
Maybe if we could get him to open up and say something.
Hazard, actually, speaking of which, this is a good time to bring it up. Specifically, when Hazard was floating through the tents, he saw, like, this guy writing a letter to the ambassador being like, hey, my men are kind of losing morale. I think they're getting tired of this stalemate and stuff.
Did Hazard ever mention that letter to Lancer?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lancers, or sorry, yeah, Hazard would have said it. Sorry, I got your names mixed up there for a second. Yeah, because Hazard, or because Lancer's troops are kind of tired of it too, for the most part.
Yeah.
You know?
So we have to, when we're in the summit, we have to word it somehow that we can get him to speak up. Do you think maybe he would if I mentioned it, that our troops felt the same way?
Why don't we try and set up a early meeting with him? If he's the rational one and they look to him as a leader, that could go a long way before we even start. It's not my style,
Probably.
but whining and dining can go a long way.
How should we do this? Should we just pass a note to him? I feel like that's too conspicuous. Does anyone have a message?
I have message, but I think she's the one that's got sending.
Yeah, but
I
he's
can-
in the bar with us.
I can send a
Oh
message.
yeah, I got message.
Can you ask him to meet us?
What's the
Handle-
nicest restaurant in, what are we, Skyhold?
High
Peak.
High Peak.
High Peak.
I don't know. I don't go here. Poirot.
Oh, he left.
Oh, damn it.
But you can
Well,
ask,
he's gonna go to
like
the-
the bartender or someone.
Yeah, the bartender. He's like, he's gonna go up to the bartender and he's like,
What's the nicest restaurant in High Peak? Like real high class.
Oh, good question, my friend. I would have to say probably Le Bic.
Le Beak.
Oh boy, I can already tell that's going to be expensive.
So
It's
while
like you
he's
get
talk-
like a dollop of sauce, and it's like 300 gold. You're like,
This doesn't even come with fries.
So when Lancer heads over to the bartender, Hazard like finishes up his cask of whatever
Mhm.
and like slams it down, is like, and walks over and like kind of waves
just
and
over
sits
to the
down.
birds.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The bottom one here is just gonna like, wow, what do you want, buddy?
Hi. So there's the summit tomorrow, and we were hoping to have a sit down beforehand. Wherever you'd like to go, we'll pay for the restaurant, whatever. But just something to make sure we're all, warmed up, I guess.
He like leans over. Yeah, as if we'd be whining and dying with the enemy. And four of the four like here on the bottom all definitely laugh at that, but like Skylord up top is just very much lets out like a really reserved, just like sigh at all his captains just laughing and being egged on.
Mm-hmm. Egged, very funny, very funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's kind of locking eyes with Skylord because he knows he's the one who's like the most up for it. I think the more reasonable person.
Yeah.
So, just name the restaurant or whatever, wherever you want to sit down and chat. We'll treat our treat, and just know that we are coming from a place where we want to work together and meet in the middle.
You're making most of your eye contact with Skylord there, like you said. He's going to look at all of his like bird captains and then look directly at you while he says this and just say like, I must excuse myself to the little bird's room for a moment. And then he's gonna like stand up and like walk up the stairs in the back here.
I'll turn to the rest of them. Can I buy you guys around? Something to wet your beaks?
Bro, that joke sucked! Look at this guy trying to make jokes for us!
Oh my God!
This guy couldn't
No, I'm
fly
sorry.
10 feet if the wind hit him!
You want to bet? I bet you $5, 15 feet.
I'm gonna run over and grab Hazard and drag him away.
Wait, no,
You do
we're
that
on.
right as the spearman here is like pulling out 5 gold. Yeah, he wants. Oh, okay, I guess he's going now.
No.
No, we're going for a walk, Hazard.
We were
I think you've had
we were
enough today.
bonding. We were bonding. I was gonna show him how far I could fly.
And he
What
can
should-
fly so far, just so you know.
You guys
That's the way I wanna
successfully
finish.
avoided a bar fight. Don't start one now.
Right, that's what I'm trying to do.
When you
Don't
successfully.
wave.
I think Hazard is being nice, but he's also being like oblivious, I guess, to a certain extent.
I mean,
To them being
probably,
assholes.
because definitely, I mean, you didn't like incite it, but like Skylord was definitely giving like a I'm stepping away from the table. So specifically,
let's
if you
go
want to
meet
just
up.
he was
Yeah,
giving that
yeah.
kind of I'm stepping away statement.
I'll shoot a look over to Lancer if he wants
Yeah,
to pick up on that.
Lancer will nod and give like a pat on the shoulder to Hazard's like, good job. And he's gonna walk over to where the bathrooms are.
Yeah, and Skylord is like definitely just like, I don't know how an Arakocra uses a urinal, so just use your imagination.
I'd
I feel
rather
like they
not.
squat.
Yeah, he's like
Well,
squatting
birds
over.
have cloacas,
Yeah,
so
he's like
yeah.
he's probably like squatting over the trough in there when you walk in. And it's
Squat
like,
and squawk.
yeah, popping a squawk.
Ah!
And then he just stands up. Perhaps you are not as thick as I thought, huh? That was not the voice I gave him before. Perhaps you're not as thick as I thought, huh? And then he's gonna rinse his feathers off. So let's talk. What is it you want to say to me?
I think we're both thinking the same thing about this summit.
Say it on 3.
Okay.
1, 2,
2.
3.
three.
I hope they serve beer in the courtroom.
That's not what he was going to say.
I think Lancer would just go out and say it, and he would say,
I think we need to call for peace.
So you two say two very different things. Ah, he looks at you. Yeah, I thought that's what you were gonna say. I just wanted to make sure I heard it first.
You're
Listen.
crafty.
Thank you. Listen, my men are also tired of this war, but it's can't go against an entire culture. This is what we do. This is what we have done. I can't stop you from making me testify in there, but I'm not gonna go in there and give this up of my own volition. You understand? Haven't risen through the ranks of the Arakakra army for nothing.
Look, I get that, and I've done the exact same thing, but like, there's bigger things at hand here. What would cause you to stand up and say against it?
Well, the Arakakra have seen your kind as a threat for so long, and like someone else starts to enter the bathroom, and he just puts like the flat end of his halberd just like against the door and just immediately
Lancer does
shuts
the
it.
same thing with his hand.
Like someone just tries to walk in, someone's like, "Come on, man, I gotta pee," and just like keeps him out. Listen, do you realize it takes a lot of effort for an unaccented Arakakra like me to rise up through the ranks? You know, I'm not a high peak, born and raised, you know, fancy accented one of them. I'm down home boy from Feathernest. And I'd be giving up a lot of hard work. I'd be disappointing myself if I were to just betray what I've worked so hard for. But if an order were to come down for a ceasefire, I wouldn't be able to ignore it, would I?
Well, have you asked for one? Or let your superiors know the situation?
I started to draft a letter once, but I chickened out of sending it. And the guy outside the bathroom's like, "Chickened out? I get it, but seriously, I gotta pee."
I think you need to send that letter. Like now.
Time and place. Time and place. If it comes up, and I won't fight it.
So if we mention the letter,
I will bring it forward, yes.
okay. That's good. Because I think we both know, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter your success or my success. It's about the soldiers and how they feel.
Yes. But winning feels pretty good, too.
Well, maybe we can both win.
Maybe. He's gonna, raise up, like, his spear to, like, you can, like, tap tips of your weapons or whatever, some, like, bro army thing.
Uh-huh.
Sword fighting in the bathroom? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah,
So he'll give, like, you know, you'll basically, like, cheers your weapons, and then he'll walk out, and as soon as you walk out, you just hear... Actually, the whoever's in the bathroom, roll me a perception real quick. It'll be hearing. Is Hazard in there with them, or did Hazard?
Oh no, Hazard was dragged outside by.
Oh, you went with Val and Charlie.
Braun. Well, Braun dragged me out, right? And so.
I didn't drag you outside. I just dragged you back to our table.
Oh, okay. Well, Hazard went outside to like stretch up to show how far he can jump.
Uh-huh.
And he's just waiting for the guys to come outside, so he's like stretching and warming up and all that.
Okay. Well, so when Skylord walks out of the bathroom, Lancer, you definitely hear just like the sound of like peeing up against a wall, and the guy's just like, "Couldn't wait, man. Just couldn't wait anymore."
He's just gonna leave.
We'll cut
But
back
go
to
to the ladies' room, golly.
We'll cut back to the tavern in a moment, but for now, yes, Val and Charlie have left to go seek out someone else. And eventually, if you had to, like, you know, basically maybe like the armor's nest or like wherever the blacksmith does their thing, you will see a familiar face there.
What's up, my daughter? Next campaign? How you doing?
Right, it is the same art. She looks up. Oh, hello, Miss Shademark and young Charlie. It's nice to see you too.
Okay, so
Hello there.
So very first off, how is your sister? Did she get it? Did I complete that side quest or what?
Well, let me check my DM's notes. Well, last I heard, she did arrive in Scorchstone and had spent a bit of time with Blood and Dustberry, yes.
Ooh, I did it. Nice. Secondly, so this ugly little thing, and I pull out the cloak, which has been
Did you already?
prestidigitized.
I was just about to
to,
ask
like,
if you already pressed a digitized
clean?
spitter.
Oh,
Because you asked
like all
me.
morning.
Because you
Uh-huh.
asked me, you took Spitter's cloak and you were like, scale of 1 to 10, how ratty is this thing? And I'm pretty sure I said like 11 or 12.
Absolutely, yes. So I got it clean, but it's like still really tattered.
Mhm.
I want to try to make this thing billow. How much monies and how much times? Because like who knows that like at any moment like everybody might hate each other and it might become to war or something.
Well, that's drastic. Well, you're providing your own cloak, so I could give you a discount. Typically, a cloak of billowing is going to run about 250 gold, but with your own cloak, I could do 200 and have it for you tomorrow morning.
If you
Oh,
need
I have-
some money, I can get some money.
Money! No.
I was going to say,
it's
y'all
fine.
have a decent amount of money at this
What?
point.
Yeah, let's do that. I want a fancy cloak of billowing that does absolutely nothing but billow.
Quick out of game bookkeeping. I just want to point out that Valson took a bet that we would crash and burn in the
Oh, that's
airship,
right.
and we did not. So I think there's some 10 gold that is reserved for Braun Hamstrong.
I will give you 10 gold. Yes, sir. Take it down to 490.
I can imagine Val arguing some sort of loophole about, like, it's invalid because you teleported back.
That's true.
No burning, no fire, pay up.
Very
No.
well.
I bet 5 gold that we did crash, but 10 gold that I would be the only one to survive. Shit, I owe you 15.
Thank you.
So Greta will take the cloak and just, right, so tomorrow morning I can have it for you, and you have the payment?
Oh yeah, I can give it like a gold now and like not a gold, obviously not the gold. 100
now, half
now and
tomorrow?
100 tomorrow, or like all of it right now.
If
I'm
you'd
pretty
rather,
excited about it.
if you'd rather half and half, it's fine, or I'll happily take it all now. It's up to you, friend.
I trust you, girlfriend. Here you go.
I appreciate it. You know, I have
also,
serviced your
like-
party quite a few times at this point. I do hope Hazard and Bronze Armors are working out for them as well.
Oh yeah, and mine
And
is
all the
really,
other-
really too.
Creations I made.
But also, this one is like the most important because it's going to maybe make me look cool and maybe a little intimidating. Because apparently I'm not.
Hey, sister from another
Can I
mister.
can I ask you a question, Miss
Sometimes you
Wolf
just
Lady?
gotta look cool. Yes, Charlie.
What are you doing here?
That's a solid question.
I'm travel around conducting my business as usual. I heard a summit was happening. I thought maybe there'd be a good customer base to tap into. You know, if all these
Oh, okay.
soldiers and generals and stuff are coming around here, well, maybe they'll need something serviced.
You
After all,
guys,
I
there's
was-
no limit to how many times you can activate the Cloak of Billowing. It's awesome.
There is no limit.
And also, like,
And
I didn't even
billows.
realize this, but also full circle, you totally met her when you first went to the front line of the war. So, like, kind of comes full circle with her being here for the summit. Yeah. Right. So tomorrow morning, I'll have it for you.
I'll call you,
Um,
girly.
So we cut back to the tavern. Skylord walks over and just like to his people, he's just like, if you'll all keep calm about it, pretty sure that one over there in the black armor does really want to show off some flying skills or whatever. And he points to Hazard when he says that.
Oh, he's outside, but maybe you could see him through the window stretching. You look-
So this one, the little
But
one
does
here,
it actually feel good to you, having been working out a lot lately?
Yeah.
the little Kenku over here will walk over and like rap on the window and like motion for you to come back in. All right, pal. 15 feet. You say you can fly it?
Watch me fly.
Well, let's see it. 5 gold right here.
He slaps 5 gold on the counter and then like sprints out the door. And as he does, he casts jump and with a with a running start, he can jump as far, long jump up to 36 feet horizontally, with a high jump of 12 feet off the ground.
That
So
really is an
yeah,
absurd jump.
so yeah, I just kind of like run out and jump, kind of like a Morpheus in the Matrix, kind of, and lands, I guess, like grabs some like branch stuff
hmm
along the wall and like turns around and is like, "Suck it,
And
5 gold."
he'll like the Kenku will like look up and be like, "Wait a minute, you didn't fly, you jumped." And the others are just like, "Come on, man, you're just a Kenku. You can't do that either." And like like egging him on.
Objection! It's falling with style.
And he's just like the Kenku's just like swearing in like Kenku language, just like throwing up middle feathers at you, and just leaves the gold on the wherever he said it and just walks inside.
I'll zip line back. Yes, 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 yes.
All right. Any more business in town before we just fast forward to the morning when it is time for the summit?
We're going to get Charlie a scoop of ice cream.
Cool.
Yes, I would like to get a scoop of ice cream.
Perfect. Okay. So while you're getting Charlie, while Val and Charlie are getting a scoop of ice cream, you like ding the little bell or whatever, and you know the person's like facing away from you. They got the little ice cream shop hat or whatever, and they just turn around, or I guess you ring the bell, but they don't turn around immediately. So would you say anything to them?
If we tip a silver, they have to sing a song.
Dear sir or ma'am, we are here to partake in your frozen goods. Please let us patronize you.
Yeah, that's the right use of patronize.
Patronize me?
And
Pizza! Sorry.
and the individual turns around and just says, "Yes, what flavor would you like?"
Oh no!
Nope.
Why? Why, Val? All I wanted was ice cream.
What flavor would you like?
I don't want it anymore.
Are you sure? Would you like that in a
Yes.
cup, a cone, or a letter? And he pulls one like out of his little side pocket.
I will take
What?
the letters and the ice cream.
He hands the letter over to you.
Thank you.
Well, young Charlie, what flavor ice cream would you like? It will be on the house.
I don't want any ice cream from you. You made ice cream scary.
To the person running the fucking shop.
Yeah, so he Sal's like, "Okay, well, it's my break time anyway." And he'll walk through like one door, and then the normal ice cream person will walk through the opposite door, just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize there were customers here. Can I help you with something? You would like a nice, refreshing ice cream?"
One scoop.
Oh, you poor little thing. Here, you have it on the house. In fact, you can take 2. And if you'd like,
I don't think Hazu would let me have 2.
oh, very well.
You get me into shape. I gotta be disciplined.
I see. Well, I can tell you, our special flavor of the day has a lot of protein
Oh no, why? What's
because
in
it has worms in it, of course.
Okay, we got to go. I got to go.
Ooh, is he gummy worm ice cream? Cause I heard that's really good.
It is not.
I think it's actual worms, Charlie. Because we are in like a different culture in a different place. This is how they eat their foods, and we have to respect that. But you don't have to eat it if you do not want to.
There is normal flavor.
Different
there, too.
cultures in different places.
You, if you would like just some regular vanilla, we have that too.
I just want a cheeseburger.
There's totally just normal
To be
flavors
fair,
for Charlie
I'm
too.
pretty used to going to different cultures at this point. Pretty much all I've been doing since I left home.
That's true.
It's true.
Okay, so you get your scoop and you open that letter immediately, Val.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh.
First, does it say who it is from?
It does. It says it's from Glumpa.
Oh dear, I'm going to read that sucker.
All right.
Give me the steamy deets, girl.
Go for
Ooh,
it.
that's a long one. Hello, dream catchers. It's been
That was
far
not her
too
voice.
long
Her
since
voice
we've
was like this.
seen each other, but I hope your noble quest is going splendidly. I want to thank you all so much for introducing me to Blood and Dustberry. We haven't spent too much time together, but when we have, it has been wonderful. I know, girl. I recently learned that blood calls the cucumber buttons. It really made me happy. Ooh, ooh. Anyway, a long time ago, your pal Van dropped off a spider silk and asked me what I could do with it. Well, here's the result. I call it the Glumpa Grip Whip. Enjoy, Glumpa. P.S. Dustberry asked me to include this extra gift for Bron and Val. Oh, I hope it's drugs.
Yeah. So literally, like forever ago, Van dropped off like some like spider silk stuff he found, and I never got a chance to like give you what you get from that. So, I'm gonna make two things. I'm gonna put two handouts in everybody's stuff just so everyone has it. So the first one should be visible maybe in everybody's. Oh, wrong thing. It's now in everybody's handouts. The good old Glumpa Grip Whip. So if you want to read out how that works, Sid, you can go for it.
This +1 whip stores 1d4 charges of web spell, which recharge after a long rest. The max number of charges it can hold is 4.
So that's y'all have that now. And
Is it worth exploring what inspired her to make a whip?
I think we know where that came from.
And it's funny you just mentioned the drugs thing, Sid. Now also in everybody's inventory, if you would like to read what else was included in there.
Calm Leaf. A full hit of Calm Leaf takes 10 minutes to smoke. After smoking, the smoker's int, whiz, and ka score increases by 2. Total score may pass 20 with Calm Leaf, but its effects do not stack. Additionally, the smoker rolls all dex checks and saves at disadvantage. These changes last for 3 hours. There is no risk of addiction. Hell yeah, I'm gonna store that with my other
So yeah,
drugs.
you now have 2 hits of that as well.
I'm gonna like just wrap it up really good and put it next to the Stardust.
What's
Cool.
that there, Val?
Herbs for healing.
Herbs for healing. Okay. Well, I mean, we
Thought
need to
that
heal
would
the
be
fair
really
amount,
nice.
so I guess that's good.
Right, and like, if somebody gets hurt with the whip or something, maybe it's for a learning curve.
Good question, Ryan.
I think, you know what? I think that, like, if you do not want this, or, like, Braun does not want this, that maybe Hazard would like this, or, because, it's his original character, like Andrew's original character totally provided that silk, so maybe it goes to him.
Oh, you're talking about the
I don't
whip,
know who
not the-
Andrew is,
not
but
the-
okay.
No, the drugs are mine. That's a given.
So
I don't do them, but I'm hold them.
So eventually everybody does reunite in the tavern, I assume.
Absolutely not. I bail on everybody.
They never left. They just been that tavern.
You go to
this
be
whole time.
you got to be a whip wielding drug lord for the rest of your days.
I'm gonna go like hang out with my like mafia boy for something. I don't know. But yeah, yep.
Yep. Eventually the party reunites. And I guess
Hazard. Did you
What's
win?
going on? Yeah, I won. I just
My
hold up
boy.
5 gold.
I got you something really important, and I give him the whip. Charlie, were you cool with me giving him that whip?
Yeah, I used to
Or
whip
was
too
that
big
like
for
a
me.
solid? Was that like a solid nay?
I don't really feel adventurous enough to have the whip, so that's fine. Give it to
Okay.
It's an impressive whip. I think I saw Indiana Gnomes have something like that once.
Buck wild.
Too. That is a glyph from Glumpa. She wishes her best, but yeah, Vander totally provided like spider silk to her or something like a long time ago, and she threw that together.
Who?
That was very nice. Did she give anything else for other people in this party?
No.
Really?
No, like, you know what though? I talked to like her sister, and apparently she's been hanging out with like Blood and Dustberry a lot now. And
Mm.
like that's good. She learned about a cucumber dance.
Oh, please
And,
don't. Not in front of Charlie.
I was
I
hoping
don't-
for more of a reaction to the cucumber dance, but whatever.
I mean, I don't know what the. I mean, it's
When
behind
she
closed
says
doors.
cucumber dance, Lancer's just gonna look at the whip and be like, "Oh."
I mean, like they're gonna do what they're gonna do. It's behind closed doors. Let them live their life. But yeah, so she just kind of sent that along.
That's
Do you
good.
know for sure it's
That
behind
things are
closed
working
doors?
out well there for her.
To answer your musing, Sid, yes, that would not that we're like even doing the side quest thing anymore, but yes, it is complete now.
Yes.
Now that you've hooked Glimp up and created a thruple.
Tight.
Lancer, how did your talk with Skylord over there go?
Good. If we mention the letter that he was going to write, he said that we can force him. Well, not force, but he would bring it up and display it and read it to the council.
I
Sorry,
didn't
that
believe
was-
you when you said it was a hat, Sid, but now I believe you.
It doesn't fit over my headphones.
It almost reminds me of the Minish cap, like a hat with a beak and a neck on it.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's beautiful.
I genuinely love that thing. It's so ridiculous.
It's one of my
this
two
is a-
Christmas decorations.
This is a letter he was going to write to request a ceasefire or something like this.
Or at least some sort of stay for his troops. I'm not entirely sure what was in there, Hazard. You saw it more clearly. But yes.
Yeah, I'm going. If I go back up through my notes, see how specific I got with what he was writing. Basically, the letter he was just writing back to the ambassador and saying like, I don't really understand that. Like, I feel like we're just fighting this war just to fight it. We've forgotten why. Like, what's the point anymore? It was like a very much a like, his men are losing morale and so is he. So why even do this anymore? Kind of letter.
I'm not gonna lie, if we can get that out of him, and I can say the same thing about our troops, maybe that book will hold way more weight, Hazard. That'd be the time to display it.
Sorry, I was writing something down. When should I bust out the cool stuff? When should the knowledge about your bloodlines coming from the Sabers?
If he acknowledges the letter and reads it, then it's a good icebreaker for dropping that. If we point out that the war is going on, but there was something before the hostility, it might be good.
Cool.
All right. Is there any more activity people want to do this evening in the city before we roll ahead to the court stuff the next day?
I guess I had a conversation I want to have with some of the others because it sort of got mentioned earlier
Mhm.
about the general army situation going on. So he at least was going to talk with Val about it, but maybe talk about it with other people too.
Sure, go for it. Because at some point y'all will like find there's probably a place provided for Lancer to stay, and there's probably other rooms. So there's like some sort of inn you all can be staying at.
Well, guys, I was just thinking while we got all these people here, maybe we can try to build some kind of alliance thing to try to stop anybody from getting through. Like stop them from even coming through, so we don't have to have a big battle thing. Because like lots of people die in those battles. Like you hear about all the battles and wars in ancient times or whatever, or recent times, whatever. Wars happen. And like, wouldn't it be a whole lot better if we could just stop it from happening?
But how would we do that?
Well, they gotta get through the gates. There's gotta be a way we could either block them better or destroy them or something. If we all put our minds together, we should be able to figure out something.
I mean, I would prefer that even like over letting them in and because I mean the Modrons don't have a problem with it, but I have a little bit of a problem.
I
with
will
it.
say one of the last times you all talked about this, it was basically you had a conversation about like can we like just excuse me, can we just close off all but one gate so that we can go in and like get Bronson, and then there's no like there's nowhere else they could leak out of. Basically, was the conversation. And if I take you back to the big map, there's of the 3 gates that are still intact. There's the one here that's just kind of in the middle of the woods, so sealing that off is gonna be like not necessarily doable. So that may be the one to save potentially. This one here is in like the crypt of the temple, so you'd probably need to do some convincing to fill that in, because I know Rufus doesn't really want to fill it in. And then this one over here in that like mansion, you'd have to talk to Indiana Gnomes as like the historian archaeologist guy about like potentially like caving in or sealing that one off.
Okay. So we leave
Okay,
that
so
one open.
hear me out, right?
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
Wait, sorry, Val, you got an idea?
Well, I was going to say we could totally kill Rufus and just do the stuff anyway, and then like get Indiana Gnomes to go take care of the other one. Am I right, Big Mac?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not out of the question. We're talking
out of the
about the
question.
fate of the world here. It's
We're not gonna kill
not out of the
Rufus.
question for me.
That is definitely like a
I mean,
full
I don't know
renegade
if we need to
action
kill-
just kill Rufus. That would immediately take wherever you are in the morality meter. You would just immediately go like full to the red if you were to just kill Rufus.
Kill one to save millions.
Or
There
we
you
can talk.
go.
You know
Look at what these books were saying. Look at what these books were saying. They're talking about the end of the world. And even if we united a whole bunch of armies, there's still a lot of soldiers end up getting killed. Ordinary folks like you, Braun. Ordinary
Yeah,
folks like you. Gonna be dying left and right. So I'm not saying we go kill Rufus.
You
Okay,
are saying
that's
that,
too
though.
much. No, that's what she was saying. My pitch was a little softer.
Someone was saying it.
Someone was saying it, but not me. But I'm kind of of the same mind though. We're like, okay, this guy doesn't want the thing, like, this guy doesn't want the thing collapsed in or whatever. But like, why do we care what he thinks? Like, let's just teleport over there, start busting these things up as much as we can, go around 1 to 1, and then one of these things we can keep open because of course we gotta save Bond's son. But besides that, let's just start sending like crazy. Let's start teleporting like crazy. Let's go shut these things up. Shut them down, or up or down, or let's shut them left. I don't know.
I am tempted to agree. I think that having an army at the ready is helpful, especially one that could end a war between the Centaur and the Aarakocra. But we should get in contact with Indiana Gnomes, and we should be able to. Rufus is a pretty reasonable man. I'm sure he doesn't want a back door to a realm of insanity under his church.
Well, I mean, like
When you put it that
people
way.
sometimes people with churches that are like, it's all about the building and that tax payoff, right? Like, I don't gotta pay no taxes.
That is
Well-
definitely how Juno feels about it for sure. That is absolutely how he feels about it. Juno is definitely the like Kenneth Copeland of this campaign.
Joel Osteen or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck his name is.
Well,
Like,
you know,
Pick
I
any one of them.
guess it's good to have a backup plan, but like, wouldn't it be so much better if we just stopped it from happening in the first place?
I think so.
I agree. And that reminds me of something in terms of Rufus and Juno is, I could pull rank, at least in the Church of Torm, as the
Ooh, yeah. You should do
champion and
that.
avatar of Torm. I can
May I
say,
May I tell
orders
you?
down on high.
I want to see that happen because I feel like Juno would actually maybe poop himself a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that happen.
Like I
I
want.
don't
That's
even know
one.
who that is.
So it's agreed. So in
I
that
just like
case,
seeing people poop.
we're gonna after we settle this, we're gonna go around. We're gonna make sure that as many of these things are blocked as possible, and then we go to the hell side. We get that cord, and then we save Braun's son, and then we get through the last opening, and we close that one up too, and we save the world.
That reminds me, actually. Getting into Hellside. Does anyone know how to do that?
You guys didn't figure that out?
Hazard knows a couple
I
things.
felt like somebody got a book on it, and I totally forgot.
Like, do you
Hellside
know
was
how?
definitely mentioned last session.
Oh, I thought we just didn't pray.
You have to
Valred,
get proper paperwork.
Well, Val read about like what's actually on that plane, not necessarily how to get there, but Hazard did learn about some other temples, which, given what you went through to get to Heavenside, you know, kind of makes sense that you could do the same to get to the other side.
Well, I would say that after we...
Your son has potentially been in this place for quite a while already, right?
Yeah, I'd like to get him out as quickly as possible.
But should we not ensure that the other gates are closed before we go in that gate?
I mean, if we... that could take us days skipping across the world, making sure those things are all done. I'd like to get in there and get him as soon as possible. Also, we could communicate, Val, as she has been known to do, communicate with people over great distances. She could talk to Indiana Gnomes, see what needs to be done to start arranging that, talk to Rufus, start arranging that. Like, there are things that can be done now to start laying the ground for that. And I don't know how long
Val,
this...
isn't this around the time you usually do your sendings before you go to your trance sleep?
Yeah, but I also want you to know that I totally took Crown of Stars.
Ooh, what's that spell?
That's a good
I
one.
get to have stars on my forehead, and they're super pretty, and I can shoot them at people, and they do
that's
4d12 radiant damage.
That's dope. Okay, so you get your Cyclops, or it's that Ryan, it's the homing soul arrow spell from Soul.
Yeah. Actually, it's pretty close to that.
Yeah.
Because it
Just
is.
like a bunch of them hanging out, like, don't get close, don't get close. Fuck!
By the way, while we're on this page, I'm gonna update you all's EXP because you just basically did the diplomatic win for the bar fight.
Hey.
Yeah. So I'm going to totally not message Spitter because he's totally still in prison. I'm going to send to who was it? Rufus? August.
Rufus and Indiana would be the two people to ping.
First one's going to be Rufus, and and because it's a 4th level, I get some more words. But I'm just going to say, "Hey, Rufus, it's your favorite Dream Knight killer guys, Dream Catchers, I think we called ourselves. Anyway, how's about you thinking about, destroying that archway beneath the church, homie? Also, how are you?"
The response you get back, "We'll be departing soon on the Eagle. I trust all is well for you in High Peak. I will be there tomorrow morning. We can talk then."
Everybody wants to just do things later. I say we send a guy like a dude, and we just nuke the place. Anyway,
I could be that dude.
You could be that dude. I will keep you in my contacts for the rest of my life, buddy. And then a 5th level spell slot to Indiana Gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be like, "Hello, Indy. Are you still hanging out over by that one dragon in the north? Also, we need to destroy an archway in Old Adamus Manor. What would be the most expedited way to do that, because we need it done yesterday?" How are you?
You get back is, "Great to hear from you, Valison. I've made a huge discovery here in the ravine, but I could use your help with it. And then it has to stop there."
Okay, you guys.
Ooh,
So,
Val, I have another idea when you're ready.
what's the idea though?
Well, one of these things that need to be dealt with is not too far away from the Scaled Mountains, right?
Right.
You should send to...
I can holler
Fisk.
the body snatcher. I'm going to. Let that little agent of chaos maybe do his thing.
Talk to him and make sure that he understands that he needs to ensure that this thing gets
It's his
closed.
time to shine. Hello.
Like, listen, Visk is you know, he seems a little out of it. He's a weird one. So to make sure he really understands, okay?
Okay. Yeah. So, last 5th level spell. Hello, Fisk. I might have a little bit of a job for you if you're up to it, because you're not a body snatcher. How would you feel about maybe exploding like an entire manor and maybe a dream gate? Because that needs to be exploded. Kaput, done, boom. Thoughts? The best.
Visk,
I'm the best.
or sorry, Val. It is good to hear from you. I will bring it up with the council and get back to you.
Son of a bitch! Okay, you
Yeah,
guys.
don't you love that even
nobody wants
Fisk
to
is like a
do-
bureaucrat now?
Nobody wants to go explode anything right now. Everybody's like, can we do it later? Which, like, rude, right?
Val, as you're saying that to the party, you will get a message back from Indy because he also
Oh,
has
jeez.
he has it himself. You get back. Sorry, cut off. Help me with
Oh.
this excavation, and I will see what I can do about that manor. And
Okay.
there may be something else.
Okay, you guys. Rufus is gonna be there tomorrow. He said we could talk about it then. I talked to Indy. Indy was like, I'm still over at like Hilson and Drake's Ravine taking care of this dragon thing. I totally need some help, but if you guys want to come do that, I can maybe help with that. And when I tried to reach out to Agent of Chaos, former Agent of Chaos, because he said he had to get with the council about going to explode the place. So I'm going to try to maybe reach out to my mafia ties to see if I
Okay.
can get that done.
Charlie's just gonna be like, hold on, he did what? He just said, go. You
He said
explained
that
to
he had
him
to go
that
to
it was
the
like life
council.
and death, right?
I said like I needed that thing like done, boom, kaput. And I thought that was enough. I don't know. Like he used to be really quick on the uptake on that stuff, you know, because he totally tortured the man like by like severing tongues and stuff.
He went from
6th
agent of
level
chaos
spell.
to bureaucrat of chaos.
I hope we don't get into a fight today, you guys.
Well, yeah, you're about to
Uh,
get your long rest because you're doing all this
Level
in the
6
evening time.
spell to Spitter. Hey, buddy. How would you feel about maybe blowing up it, like having some people like blow up an ancient manor and sailing off a Hellgate? Would that be a thing?
You don't get a response back because he's back in his cell most likely.
Damn it!
Are you really contacting? This is Ryan speaking. Are you really contacting a guy we just put in jail?
Absolutely.
Like, hey, do you want to do a terrorist act? We could use some help.
Yes.
Hey, Val,
Yes, dear.
tell Fisk that if he doesn't do this, Charlie's gonna call him a wimp for the rest of his days.
Okay, 7th level spell.
And this is when Ratwing shows back up. I'm ready for that fight now, and just starts firing poison
I
arrows at all of you.
Just
I literally
tell him
only
that
have.
this is gonna be his life's mission. This is his chance to redeem his dumbassness, and you gotta save everybody's lives.
I have 4 level
He
1
says, like, no
spells
matter
and
what
2
they
level
say,
2s
just
after
do
this.
it.
Hey, Fisk, me again, buddy. Listen, this is like one of those life or death things, like maybe like all of hell and like all of those like creature things come like spilling out of that one in particular gate near your home. Also, the most pivotal of information, Charlie will call you a wimp for the rest of forever if you don't get that taken care of. And Bron will shave his mustache in shame. And Lancer, you don't know Lancer. And Hazard, does he? Maybe he does. Lancer will kick you, and Hazard will be like, "Who's that?" When we talk about you. So,
I feel like you don't even get any words back from Fisk. You just get him humming the theme to Requiem for a Dream as he contemplates what to do. Doo 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 doo.
guys, I've wasted everybody's time and all of my spell slots, and we got nowhere. Good night.
All right, so let's we'll take a break in just a second here, but first, everyone, you all get your long rest. Assuming there wasn't anything else people needed to do in the evening. If there
I
is,
did
shout
want
it
to
out.
speak to someone.
Okay, go for it.
At some point, when people have started to bed down, I'd like to go speak to Lancer.
Okay.
Hey, Chief, think I could borrow your ear for a bit?
Yeah, of course. What's up?
I want to go, like, walk out, kind of like near the open air area.
Oh,
So listen, we kind of talked a little bit earlier about what we learned in the last couple days, couple weeks, I
Mhm.
guess. And so I found out that I have a child, and you're one of the few people I know that's not a very attractive parent of one of the people that I work with that has kids. So you're gone a lot from your kids' lives. Everyone's parents are super hot. I don't know why this is, but it is. It is true.
first off,
You included.
I mean, like,
Yeah. I expect my
So-
six-pack to be coming in any day now that I know
For
that I'm a
one.
father.
and I mean, a lot of that is because, I mean, their mother is taking care of them and she does a very, very good job with them. And I make sure that whenever I am back, I spend as much time as possible with them.
Listen, I didn't even know he existed for 15 years since she's been gone. And seeing her again was its own challenge, but knowing that there's someone that I just didn't know. And now I'm expected to go and rescue him. I don't know how to handle any of this. What right do I have to be calling him my son? I've never met him.
Maybe not, but do you want to be his father?
I mean, ideally, yes.
Then that's that. You can be him or for him now.
The thing is, what if they don't want me?
Well, you don't know that yet.
Was that it? I thought you were gonna keep going.
I mean, there's just a lot of what ifs. You don't know whether he's gonna want you to be his dad or not, and you don't know what he's like. I mean, for all you know, he's just been waiting for you his whole life.
yeah. I just
Look, I'm not saying that it's gonna be super swift and easy. I mean, Lord knows, no child is easy. They're all a little different. They all have their own unique challenges. And my situation is not the same as yours, obviously. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you have to be afraid of trying it.
I'll be honest. This is the most afraid I've ever been,
Oh yeah, children terrify me more than geese.
and they're up there.
They're horrifying.
You saw that geese, Akrakoa, walk in there? He was dripping blood.
Oh god. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to have nightmares right before we sleep, Braun. Damn it.
It's too late.
They honk
Oh.
in the night.
Well, I know Val has her dream cord, and Charlie managed to swipe one, and Hazard has one as well. So this last one, presumably, is mine, and you have one of your own as well. So I'll be happy to know that you're there with us, helping us go on this suicide mission.
Oh, it's not a suicide mission.
He's gonna like clock his shoulder.
We're gonna be fine.
So, if it looks like I'm ever unsure or afraid, it's because I'm exactly those things, and I don't hide anything.
Well, nobody expects you to know everything right off the top of your head. It's kind of what being a dad's about. You kind of figure it out as you go.
Honestly, I've felt like I've been practicing a little bit traveling with these little crazy guys. All over
Hey,
the
you
world,
practically are a dad.
right. I also get the sense that Charlie might be upset with me. He's been a little kind of vindictive lately.
Oh, he's got the older brother syndrome. He's like, oh, you're gonna replace me.
Is that what it is? Is that a thing?
Oh, it goes away very quickly.
Okay, good. Well,
Once you have both kids playing together, they don't even care.
I can barely handle one, let alone 3 or 4, however many there are.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time.
Of course. And hey, once you get your kid, I can play with our kids. We can have a barbecue. It'd be a good time. He leans in. I'll make chicken.
I do like barbecue.
Okay, so we'll take a break before we roll into the courtroom stuff, but before we do, just to send us out on a nice little thing before break. In the morning, Val, you can return. You go to Greta, and she's all like, "Oh yes," and she'll like pick it up off a little hook and hand it over to you. And I wanted to find one that would kind of match, you know, Spitter's cloak a little bit, but you get yourself
Fuck yeah.
your cloak of billowing.
I make it billow.
Looks like venom a little bit, like spiders.
It's some this is actual like wizard's art. It's some like one of a kind like elven thing, like some like elven armor thing. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah. So this is what you're handed, Val. You have your cloak of billowing.
I love it. I pay her the rest. I make it billow for a second, just standing there, really heroically like.
She gives you like the like approvatory like, yes, very nice.
Yes. I cast sending, and I just do one like, your cloak is way cooler with me now. Good day, and I go about my business.
Okay. We will pop over to the courtroom in just a moment, but first, why don't we take 5? Because I know I super gotta pee, and then we'll we'll be right back. let's bring it back in. Okay, hey everybody, we're back. It's the morning. Val has a nice fancy cloak of billowing, and now you're headed off to the courtroom. And so you do that. You head off to the courtroom, and it would not necessarily look as modern as this picture here, but like finding pictures of a courtroom waiting room is not very easy to do. So you roll in, and you know, there's you know some like Aarakocra citizens you don't know because they're just like, you know, unnamed whatever. But you roll in and you do see Dooley, you see his, you know, usual entourage, and then there's a couple other familiar faces over here, some circle members and what have you, who definitely recognize you all when you walk in and want to look like they want to speak. So whomever you'd like to walk up to and speak to first, go right on ahead, because you've got, like, you know, a little bit of time before the actual hearing begins. If there's anybody you want to approach, otherwise they will just approach you.
I'm looking for music, so someone else go.
Charlie, isn't that your arch nemesis over there?
Is it where?
Top right.
I'll bring it up here. It's much more of a friendly rivalry, what they have.
Oh, is it?
Well, he'll definitely...
Alright.
Arch nemesis.
I don't know. See him come approach me if she wants to. I don't have anything to say to her.
Well, I mean, Bringle will definitely approach to you. Just, oh, hey, Towie. How was your magic coming since last time we talked?
Oh, you know, just
Disintegrate
some
him.
ways to learn how to disintegrate people. That's all. Nothing, no big deal.
Oh, that's cool. You know what I learned how to do?
No, I don't.
Hold on. I'll tell you in 1 second when I look up a comparable level spell. Anyway, I've been practicing my magic and stuff too, just saying. So, what I can do is, like, let's say someone's invisible or something like that, I can still see them.
Wow, you just like that monk in the monastery, the Thunder Cheeks guy.
I don't know who that is.
He's a big old monk.
I see. Well, hey, I'm glad to see you, Charlie.
Yeah,
You-
okay, goodbye.
Oh, wow, okay. His Balazar will also approach everybody. Ah. Well, it's good to see you all got here without any more trains attacking you,
As far as you know.
I suppose. I take it you've seen the trains since the incident and the, you know, the anti-magic helmets we outfitted them with.
I mean, yeah, but you know, once like something like that happens, you're a little gun shy.
Understandable. Just you know, the helmets were my idea. They seem like a good solution, and I hope it, you know, continues to work.
How do you feel about the airship?
Oh, I have heard about that. Yes, I should like to ride it myself. At this point, I don't really have much to say about it.
Pretty cool, and then didn't try to attack us, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm part of the jury.
Oh, how are you doing today? Are you doing really, really well?
We probably shouldn't be talking to the jury. It could
Probably
we're trying
shouldn't
to
be
sway.
talking to the jury.
Yeah.
No, it's-
I don't think we're allowed to do this.
It's okay.
Wait, I thought this wasn't a courtroom.
It's well,
It's
no
not
one's
a trial.
well, no one's
Why
going
are
to be
we in the same
sentenced
room
over
as
it.
the jury?
This is just to hold it. Relax. It's okay. We're here.
Is that right?
We're here to. It is up to the jury to decide whether or not the ceasefire is going to happen, and then talk out the terms of it. That's all. It's okay. Relax. I mean, it's all circle members. He points to himself and the ASMR here, and Hessa here, and Oriana here, and Brooke here, and Dooley over there. Just it's all circle members. We're trusted with this. Don't worry about it.
That was me breathing into a bag, not sucking a dick. I don't.
Hey, you
It's
do whatever you
late.
want to do, man.
Too late.
Someone's already gonna
already-
get it.
Yeah. All right.
Let's decide if you two do a ceasefire. Just You two decide to do the ceasefire.
Dooley will lean over. There's red tape with this sort of thing, Charlie. I understand your eagerness, but, you know. Gotta be made official and all that.
This is the way.
Actually, can I have y'all roll me a perception real quick?
Is it sight-based?
It is.
Hey.
Yeah.
God damn.
Ooh.
Well, there it is.
Val looks too quickly and the blood rushes to her head and she's gotta like, whoa, shake it off for a moment.
It all equaled out.
Lancer like immediately notices like there's like two figures kind of like with like their faces kind of cloaked over to the side, but he immediately can tell by the body language like, oh, that's totally that Aarakocra and that like little sheep girl.
Okay. He's not gonna point it out, but
Yeah, and they're totally over in the corner. So it's court's about to be in session, but real quick, some folks will walk up to you. This person here, Estrin, who's the ASMR rep, you guys haven't interacted with too much, but she did initially give you the Eyes of the Eagle, which has her just flicked on, and she'll walk up to you all. Well, Heroes of Octon, I hope those items I gave you back in the day are working out well. I can see this new friend of yours is using the Eyes of the Eagle, so I hope those items treated you well.
Yeah, I had to pay him back. I had a debt, so that seemed appropriate.
I see. Well, I'm glad to be of service however I can.
I see everything.
And Oriana here will lead over. And speaking of service, thank you for everything you did in Scorchstone with the Fire Knight. I heard about that in my absence. Thank you for taking care of that.
Yeah, my eyebrows are just starting to grow back in, so they should be normal any day now.
I can see that. And then Hessa will also lean in. And everything you did, of course, in my city was appreciated too. Hey, did you all ever catch that other mob-looking guy who showed up?
I don't know, Val, did we ever catch that guy?
She is referring to Spitter.
Yes. He, actually, we totally just put him in prison like yesterday.
Well, excellent. I'm glad it was handled.
Oh,
Valison
yeah.
is personally seeing to making sure he serves his criminal punishment by checking in on him every single day, multiple times a day.
I'm
Well-
pretty annoying, so, you
Well,
know.
if he's behind bars, I'm sure he deserves every bit of annoyance you give him, Allison.
I don't know. Well, yes, actually, I am endeavoring to annoy him, and I did not steal his cloak or anything like that.
I don't know, we
But
may need to
also, yeah.
convene a council meeting to see if this constitutes cruel and unusual punishment. We'll get back to you.
Right. Well, I believe we're due in court now, so I'll see you all in there. Best of luck with your side of things. And as they all walk in, Brooke here will just place a hand on Val's shoulder as he walks by and just, the song will be sung again. As he walks through.
Also, like, where are you people just keep popping up?
Hi.
Like it's cold or something.
Andrew got a tail to the face. That was funny.
Yeah.
I love how it just peeks into frame. Okay, and then
She's just so dang cute.
she really is. And then you all head into court.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in court. There's all the jury members. There's all of there's your secret witnesses down here. There's Two Leaf's entourage. There's what were you pointing at, Sid?
I was doing my objection. He goes, objection.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
That. It's the anime point.
Yeah. All of Lancers captains are up there, including the new one that was in his rank now, Shadow Trot. Court's over here. He's got his people. He's got all his captains, and then just some other Aarakocra from around town just here to watch. So everybody kind of settles down. You all take your seat like the defense counsel side.
I will say one thing before we go in. I do want to approach Lancer.
Yeah. Any
Sweet.
prep before that you feel like you need to do, please go ahead and take a moment to do that.
I'm not exactly
Okay.
sure how these things go, but seeing as you're going to be heading it up, it seems like I think you might need a little extra help. And as Braun goes to shake Lancer's hand, he's going to cast Enhance Ability
Ooh.
onto Lancer. I believe it is Eagle Splendor.
Is it the charisma one?
It is the Charisma one.
Good luck, buddy. The last time that was cast on me, I didn't even get prompted to do the charisma. Braun did.
When
You
I don't even
have
remember when that
advantage on
happened.
all. When we went to go talk to Grimsnarl.
Oh yeah.
Like I said a thing and nothing, and then Braun was like this and this and this and this, and you're like, ah yes, roll charisma.
It's only
and
when
it
the
was like,
bad one does it.
Is it advantage on charisma stuff?
All
Okay.
charisma checks.
Oh, good.
That's great. I mean,
So
you can also just
your muscles start to glisten, and you're suddenly more handsome for some reason. Even
What
more
if you
handsome.
wore a suit today? It's like the only time you wear
It's
It's
like,
like-
it took a while.
it's like a decent suit, but then like as soon as Braun does that, it becomes like the Bond like perfectly fitted suit. Like no matter what James Bond is doing, it's always perfect on him,
It's true.
No,
which would
this is
not
the
be
suit.
conducive to what he does as a spy at all.
This is the suit that Lancer is wearing.
Oh my god.
That's so
But it's like
good.
matching. It's perfectly matching.
That's so good.
That's fantastic.
That's so good. You know, some tailor was like, seriously? Okay, if you're paying me.
I feel like the tailor would be like, I love a challenge.
Yeah. Also, the odds are 1,000,000. No, the odds are 1 to 1,000,000. Right? That's favorable, not the other way around. Whatever it is, guaranteed. Rich white European person paid for this suit.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed.
They
yeah.
own a horse. Yes.
Yep. You think that's the Romney's horse, actually? That does the dressage. All right. Okay. So everybody's hanging out in court, and you just hear like all rise for the honorable Judge Sparrow, and everybody gets up, and the doors to the court open as if somebody passed through, but you don't actually see anyone walk in, because it takes a while before they actually get in your line of sight, because they're real tiny, because the judge is a little bird.
Where did you find this?
I don't remember. I think it's from, there's an actual like text adventure game where it is like a bird court kind of game. Like you are like a bird lawyer, and I think this is the judge from that game.
Oh,
You
how
know
great
what'd be a
it
good
is.
animal judge? Kangaroo.
That's great. I
beat
like
the
that.
shit out of you.
I got you, Ryan.
Also
I
from
got
the
you.
court.
Yeah, so this little judge is just like hopping all the way up to his bench. And just like, so he gets up there to his bench, and he just raps his little thing. Okay, everybody. We are going to proceed in just a moment. Whenever the Arakakra Council is ready, he looks over toward all of them in courts, just like, he should be here in a moment. He likes to make his fancy entrance. You know those phoenixes. If anybody wants to roll anything for like the fact that they've called him specifically a phoenix, you can. Nature or history or anything like that, if you wish.
I'm not good at either of those things.
Nah, he's rolling through the door in a second. We're good.
Yeah, but it's fun to roll if you want to.
What are we rolling?
History or nature,
All right.
if you want to.
They're the
Why
same
not?
thing.
You know, just for some little. I mean, unless you have proficiency in one.
I'm always gonna roll if
Cool.
I'm allowed. Ooh, that's not bad.
Oh, Braun.
Braun forgets everything he ever knew. He's
I
like,
get a
Lancer, you
nosebleed.
need to handle this, and then he just passes out.
Blade
Also-
Phoenix is a type of horse.
I just realized that this summit is about more than just the ceasefire, right? This is like getting support from all the people of the council to supply soldiers,
I
right?
thought the
way, yes.
ceasefire led
Yeah.
to that thing.
Right.
The
I
ceasefire
think that
basic,
the
the
things-
ceasefire is the first. Is you need, because this whole thing kind of, it didn't start from, but the seed was like, if you want centaurs and Arakakra to help you, you've got to break them away from their own war first. But yes, this also
Yeah.
makes it much more visible to the rest of the people, because like, well, the Order of Glacia with the tieflings is already down to help. as are, you know, the Order of Torm with the ASMR. So you've already got some people, but yes, it does, yes, there's a lot more. There's your super text and your subtext going on, for sure.
Mhm.
But Lancer, I guess, like, as somebody who, like, of course, would be very familiar with the enemy, you know that, like, you know, there are various breeds of Aarakocra, and a Phoenix Aarakocra is a real thing, but it's, like, a super rare, like, it's, like, it happens it's almost like in Zelda when, like a male Gerudo, like, happens once every, you know, forever. It's that kind of thing, where it's, like, there are actual Phoenix Aarakocra, but they're just extremely rare. So, while you're all, like, waiting for him to bust in, eventually, the doors do swing open again, and in walks, predictably, a fancy-looking Phoenix lawyer.
I don't know what I expected.
No,
I expected Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Yeah.
But
I was very much jumping. I was going back and forth between, like, do I want to do Harvey Birdman or do I want to do Phoenix Wright? And I was like, well, I played Phoenix Wright a bunch this year. That's what's on the brain. So here he is. Walks in, goes up to his side, takes a whole where'd the picture go? You know, takes a whole, like, strikes this fancy pose, and is ready to go. Just looks up. Yeah. Sorry, Judge. You know, stuff going on, early mornings, all that. Anyway, I'm here, ready to do this thing. And you hear, like, the crowd murmuring as he walks, and you're just like, oh, that's Phoenix Flight. That's Phoenix Flight. He's practiced law, like, all over the world. He's super good at what he does. And then the judge wraps his little gavel again. Okay, so as is known, both sides will be able to give an opening statement. If they wish to call forth any witnesses, they can, but otherwise, I believe Mr. Phoenix Flight will have many questions for the initiators over here, the Sentra Council. And then at the end, we will have closing statements, and the jury will go and vote and perhaps work out possible terms of a ceasefire. Defense? Or it's not really defense and prosecutor. It's more like a initiator and a responder. Who would like to speak first? I will leave it up to you, or we can do it the traditional Aarakocra way. Which would you prefer?
I'm still so confused. Why do you need a lawyer? Like, what?
What is the traditional Aarakocra way?
We fight to the death?
That's what I was gonna ask.
No, we do the traditional feather drop.
What does that mean? You like plug a feather and you drop it?
Let's do the feather drop.
It sounds like that is how it should be done. And so the little judge is going to pick off a little feather. He's going to throw it up into the air. And it's going to float down.
Heads.
And as it floats down, it lands closer to Phoenix over here.
This game is rigged.
I was doing odds to the left, evens to the right. So yeah, it like floats down and lands closer to him. Alright, the traditional feather has decided that the responder will speak first. Mr. Flight, you have the floor. And he'll get up there. Listen, folks. My winged brethren, my hooved colleagues, and others. This war has been going on for as long as any of us can remember. Certainly as long as the history books record it. And I don't know about you, but I believe there are quite a lot of traditions out there that, should they be broken, would lead to disaster. We celebrate birthdays every year, do we not? What an uproar if we would stop then. We eat every day, do we not? It would be quite a disaster if we stopped that as well. So I hope by the end of this, to lay out before you that stopping this war would be putting an end to something we've all come to know too well, and should an end come to it, I don't know about you, but I'm afraid of what that world could look like. A world where we are not making sure the Centaur are not taking their violent ways to other parts of the continent. I don't want to see that. I want to make sure we're on top of it. Perhaps even victorious someday. And then he goes back to his side.
Can I gauge, like, because the council is the jury, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not just the Aarakocra that we're trying to convince.
Yeah, it's
Um,
all basically all 7 of your. They all happen to be from the circle, but these 7 members will be the ones
deciding and everything.
yeah, deciding. Like basically they're the ones who actually decide should there be one or not, and if so, what terms.
Just because I'm curious, and I don't think anybody's ever asked of this, can I gauge the reaction of the council as to just how they feel about it in general? Because I know that, like, obviously the Centaur and Aarakocra are all
Yeah.
about the war.
Yeah.
But how does the rest of the council feel? Like, are they all like, oh, fucking end this war already because it's terrible for everybody?
Yeah. I would say
Or-
that's just an insight check, honestly.
Yeah. Or
just-
like,
you just
are there
have-
people invested in this war beyond the Centaur
yeah,
and
yeah.
Aarakocra? Okay.
That's pretty good. Honestly, what you just laid out is most of what you're seeing. Like definitely like Court's like kind of nodding along to the statements like that's right, this is tradition, that's what we should do, and Dewleaf's very much nodding along like it is what we've known. And then the rest of them are all just like, I don't know about this. That didn't seem like the best start.
Gotcha. All right.
Um,
So Lancer's gonna get up into the middle of it and he thinks for a second, silent, and then he starts.
You're right. Tradition is important. Or at least, I thought so when I fought in this war and gained my medals, gained my awards. And then I had children. And I realized that the future always brings change. No matter what that change actually is. And sometimes we need change to make us see that the traditions we've been following are flawed or
nice, right?
perhaps not completely there. I think during this summit, we will see that perhaps both sides of this conflict.
And he is gonna shoot a look to Dewleaf as well, because he's trying to convince his side as much as the Aarakocra.
That we may not be fighting for the reasons we think we are. And that the people, both in our nations and indeed the entire world, are tired of this war.
And he speaks like directly to the council when he says that.
Cool. And the judge will tap his little gavel again. Thank you both for your opening statements. Initiators, motioning toward the Centaur side. If there are any testimonies or witnesses you would like to call, now is the time. Otherwise, I shall hand it over to Mr. Flight for any of his own questions. So if there's someone you want to call forward to speak, now's the time. Or you yourselves could also speak.
Yeah, so
I
And you wouldn't
wish
be able to call anyone on the jury.
yeah.
Ah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I wish to begin by showing the council the reason for this summit and the catalyst for this call for ceasefire, a new threat that has appeared in the land that must be dealt with and is above the importance of any war currently waging in these lands. Some of the council is already aware of these things called Dream Knights, and some have already pledged that they would fight against it in their nations. And I believe that both sides should be aware of this when thinking about moving forward with the ceasefire. Valison, could you please show everybody?
So, I don't have the one spell that could target just the one person and inflict damage, but I can do it's.
I thought you had like illusion things that could just like make the.
Yeah, I was going to do it's I create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image, and this one everybody can see as opposed to one person.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cast that, and just show them, like, we'll start with like just starting from the beginning. I'll cycle through each dream night, as well as the archways that they came out
and
of.
And I think also he would like ask Valison to like put forth her journal of the sketches and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Lay those out.
As well as the ciphers, as well as the proof that we had people trying to create like portals to that, like more dream gates to offer, like to get them over here. Like, you know, it's a problem, not just them coming over here attacking us, but followers of theirs creating points for them to come over and destroy us, everybody, and just show them what I have.
So you set all that out. You do, and as you're going through like your illusions, there's definitely like a lot of murmuring from the gallery, just like, oh, we've never seen anything like this, you know. Obviously, like some members on the jury have seen or are aware of this stuff, so they're like, you know, responding as you'd expect, like, yep, this is confirming what we've heard. But like,
And
yes,
if I can give them like a rundown of like the unique abilities. Like there was one that like seeped darkness everywhere, and like just kind of highlights
yeah,
of the dream night.
You get through all of that, and as you get to like maybe like your last illusion or two, that is when Phoenix is gonna stand up and do, of course, the like objection move. Yes, right into the objection. Just wait a minute, folks.
Overruled.
What are we seeing here?
Excuse you.
Drawings and illusions? I'm sorry, if we could just bring in trickery like this, we could convince anyone of anything, right? I mean, come on, for feather's sake. And he casts like some dancing lights. Even I can do these sorts of parlor tricks.
What's his name? He's Keva. Keva. I forgot his damn name. It was an Apollo Justice. He was a jerk.
Objection.
I mean, they
He was
all
the
are.
rock star.
Oh,
Yeah, he was the rock
Klaus.
star, the one
Or
of the-
Klaus or something like that, right?
Clava.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
By the way, you know that
Purple.
the second trilogy might be coming to Switch, which I'm so excited about. And they might finally
gonna
bring
get it.
those. They finally might bring those Sherlock Holmes ones to the West too. Oh, I love those games. All right. Anyways.
Objection.
So he's gonna objection like. Yes.
Don't
Objection.
say
Hazard,
Mama.
if that's Hazard objection, because Phoenix is very much like, hold on, what is these drawings and illusions? Like, come on, like, what's the validity?
My
in
companion is using these illusions to tell a story and to illustrate and to clarify. Now, this feathered fiend over here is just throwing out parlor tricks to try and dismantle all of this and to diminish this argument.
that? Objection, Your Honor. I don't think this man should be speaking in court if his face is covered. And the
I
judge.
was never sworn in, and that has nothing to do with it. Your
Your
face
Honor,
is covered in
We
feathers.
withdraw our objection.
And he's gonna like pat Hazard and be like, calm down.
I
I
do not object.
I
had
think Charlie had an objection too.
Objection!
Oh.
Give me objection!
Does Charlie have to like stand on a booster seat to stand over like the little council thing?
I got my wings and fly up higher.
Okay. By the way,
We
Richard,
have-
you sound like pretty far from your microphone.
We have the shells of one of these things. We can present that in evidence.
And as Charlie says that, because Lancer did mention he brought it in the bar,
Yeah.
that he walks behind and slightly out of the courtroom and just as he drags it in himself because he's Lancer.
Yeah.
I thought you might complain about the drawings and the illusions, but well, this one was quite big, but I brought it for you anyway. Kong.
Phoenix like surveys it. Well, I've certainly never seen any machinery such as this in all of my travels. And I
This
have
time
been
I cast dancing lights and I go,
the judge is like, can we please keep the showboating magic to a minimum, only when necessary?
yes, sir, you are adorable. I would die for you.
Phoenix is like, very well, I accept this machinery into evidence. He'll walk back over to his station. You're gonna have to drag it back out of here, though.
Oh, I can do that. He flexes.
Yeah.
Second, we would like to introduce evidence of the toils that this war has had on citizens and soldiers alike. First, though this may be confidential information, Shadow Trot, would you please give an accurate representation of the morale of the soldiers on the front?
Oh yeah. So Shadow Trot there will
'Cause
walk up to the stand.
You mentioned that Shadow Trot way back when he was aware of how the soldiers actually felt about everything.
Yeah. So he's gonna walk up. I didn't expect to speak today, but I suppose I can do that. In my honest assessment, there was very low morale among the Centaur troops, and I don't believe they wish to continue fighting.
What exactly do they say about this war?
Well, many were recruited as soon as they were of fighting age, without much understanding or history behind this war. To be frank, most of it's been forgotten at this point, and I may have to sneeze in a moment, so pardon that if and when it happens. But anyways, excuse me. Thank you. Anyways, many are recruited as soon as they hit fighting age and don't understand why they're fighting it in the first place. Those who are old enough to have had some sort of schooling, perhaps before they were brought in, also seem to question it. The validity and the purpose of the war.
Would you say that their morale since they entered into boot camp is far different from how they feel now?
Probably. We do love fighting, our kind, and I feel that fighting spirit gets a little drained when you just sit around in a stalemate all day.
Speaking of stalemates, can you give us the date of the last recorded skirmish?
I don't actually remember when we said it was Artem, but I know it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think you and I mentioned that, like, it was literally the last fight that Lancer was a part of.
Yeah, so it's been like, like a couple years?
I think it's been 5 or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, so we'll just say 5. I don't remember exactly what it was. Just,
Yeah.
5 years since you're leaving the front yourself, Lancer. And there has not been a battle since. We've seen people come and serve multi-year tours, if you can call them that, in the camp without seeing a hint of action.
Thank you. Now I realize... Oh, okay.
As he returns, no, sorry. Actually, you say what you were going to say first.
I realize that this is a one-sided account from one side of the war. So, I present to you a former soldier of the Aarakocra Nation. who has a similar
If you're
story.
looking over to your like surprise witnesses, you'll see the like Dooley's entourage doing a motion that like not yet. Save that. That's a big one. That's a trump card. Save that one.
He's not actually. I think Dooley is expecting that, and he's like, "Don't do it, don't do it." And instead, he
Oops.
points to Skylord.
Oh, interesting. So there's obviously a big murmur, like, what? Our leader, Skylord? And as there's a murmur, Phoenix will stand up. Just, objection! Objection. Your Honor, permission to speak for a moment. And the judge just
No
like,
basis to this objection.
granted. It just... Listen, I think it's very clear here that the Centaurs are simply trying to... They are losing their own will to fight, and therefore they want a ceasefire because they expect to be unable to win.
Your Honor, I believe that we as the
What did you call it? Not an instigator, but a...
Yeah, like, they're like initiators and the
Yeah.
responders, basically, instead of like prosecutor and defense.
that we as the initiators are allowed to bring in any testimony and evidence regardless of the side from which it comes from, and he cannot object to this evidence if it is given.
The judge is like, that is true, it is the way. Phoenix, Mr. Wright, your objection is overruled. And Skylord will take the stand. He'll walk up, set his weapons to the side and just walk up. And like I said, there's definitely a murmur from the crowd like, oh snap, this guy's talking?
Now, Skylord, how long have you been serving at the front?
Many years at this point. I did witness the last battle. In fact, I was promoted after it. And there has not been a fight since.
And you are also, as decorated of an officer as you are, acutely aware of your soldiers, their capabilities, and their morale, correct?
Correct.
Is it true that you were penning a letter to send to your superiors asking for a ceasefire yourself?
There's like another like big outcry, like murmur from the crowd, like what? He's just like takes a moment. It is true. I did not send it, but I drafted it. There's a big gasp, from the crowd about that one.
Can you tell me exactly what the contents of that letter were?
I was writing back to Ambassador Court to tell him that my men seemed over this war and were questioning the purpose of it anymore, losing their will to fight.
The purpose of this war, that's something that has been brought up from both sides, that the soldiers do not remember the purpose. And in fact, history books have been mentioned to be missing this information on both sides by the lawyer Phoenix Flight over there.
He nods like, yeah, that's accurate. He does there's like that one thing that like Edgeworth does where he has like his arms crossed and he's like, yeah, he's right. I hate it, but he's right.
He's gonna go over to Hazard and like whisper in his ear, why don't you ask him to read the passage that you found?
Sweet, send me up there.
We would like to present some evidence that, Skylord, if you would be so kind as to read, so that you know that we are telling the truth, and that this is written without editing.
Phoenix is gonna stand up. Objection, Your Honor. I would like a chance to question the witness first before we move on to other topics, and the judge will let him do it. And he'll just lean forward. Listen.
Objection! We get a chance to present evidence, and then you cross-examine after.
The judge will wrap. Overruled. We should question one thing at a time, just for sake of organization. But do not worry, little Charlie. You will get your chance as well to present more. And Phoenix is gonna like, listen. It seems to me that the Centaurs and the Aarakocra down there at the front lines never even got a chance to truly test their mettle recently. It seems to me that the Aarakocra could win if they wanted to, and it seems to me that the Centaurs never even had an opportunity to attack if they wanted to. Unless they had that and chose not to, I can't see why they aren't just trying to weasel their way out of this. And Skylord will just be like, well, I guess, I don't know. He'll look to all of you, I don't know, did you all ever have a chance to attack us?
And this is also the reason why he made Shadow Trot in charge. Because he's the person with all the information and like the spy essentially. And this is good. This might be a bold move because if we fail, this might fuck over the Centaur. But he's just gonna say to Shadow Trot,
Can you please present one of our battle plans to the Aarakocra?
Because for sure, before Lancer left, he asked him to research possible.
Shadow Trot is actually he's gonna pull out his record of when you all went invisible and were just invisible because you record all your moves like that, He's just gonna pull out a time when it's like, oh, you were totally invisible and like basically in this dude's tent and chose not to attack then, and put that down, and he's gonna read that record out, and Phoenix is just gonna be like, what? This is ridiculous. Listen, peace just isn't possible. Okay, it's not possible. I don't know about you folks or you, Your Honor, but I've never even seen an Aarakocra and a Centaur live peaceably. Okay, we can't even do this whole exchange peaceably.
Bingo. Hit it, man.
Well, it's funny you should mention that.
You've
Nailed
activated my trap card.
Right?
We do have an Aarakocra and Centaur that have lived peaceably together.
You what?
One that, in fact, served in your military.
You what?
Nani?
Nani?
I don't have any other like art for him, but he definitely, you know how like in Phoenix, right? They have like their normal pose and then they have their like, oh, I can't believe it pose. Like he definitely is getting to that. You're what?
Scraw, if you would take the stand.
And he will do that. Oh, he aligns like perfectly in the middle of it. That's great. Anyway,
Yeah, it does.
he walks up, just hello, hi, and he takes as he removes his hood, you see the some of the captains, the Aarakocra captains, are like, oh, that's where that chicken flew off to.
Rude.
Could you state for me your position and rank before you left service?
I was a garrison leader before I left.
And why did you leave?
I lost any reason to fight. It seemed like there was no reason to maintain the conflict. Nothing was changing. No one knew why we were even fighting in the first place. So I left.
Would you say that your feelings echo and confirm the sentiments put forth by Skylord?
I would say that, yes. And Phoenix is gonna like slap table, stand up. Objection, Your Honor. I thought they were going to show me people living peaceably together, not another soldier who lost his way. And the judge kind of looks over at you. Yes, that is what you promised.
Bring out the other trap card.
You've sprung my other trap card.
I'd like to call
And-
his roommate
Well,
and
not his roommate.
His
Scraw,
adopted daughter.
can you tell me about your daughter?
Oh, yes. I have an adopted daughter. Her name is, he almost went into a drow accent there. Yeah, I have an adopted daughter. Her name is Fauna.
Could you ask her to come out to you, please?
I suppose. Honey, can you come here? And she'll walk up to the stand, but she seems, what if that was to scale? That'd be interesting. She walks up to the stand, but she seems like extremely nervous about it. Like, she's just kind of scared to be in such a public eye right now. So she's like, she takes her head down, but she's very much just like,
Can you tell me a little bit about how you two met? How you adopted her?
In my travels after leaving the army, I learned of an orphan centaur whose parents were both killed in the war. As someone who has taken centaur lives, I felt responsible. So I decided to adopt her as my own. And we took to living in the forests of Wood Edge, where people wouldn't be as bothered as they are now. And he motions to the crowd that's very much like, what is this? Is an abomination. You can't be doing this.
What was the daughter's name?
Fauna.
Fauna.
And Fauna, and he like quiets his voice. Could you please let everyone know what you think about your father?
She looks like almost like too like she doesn't really, she's not gonna say anything because she seems like too scared to speak at the moment. Probably have to do something to get her to open up.
He's gonna put on his best like dad voice. Be like,
They just want to know about how you love your father.
Just do a persuasion.
With advantage.
Bill. Oh yeah.
Yes, with your whatever that was. 22. Nice. So she looks at you and just like nods like, "Oh yeah, okay." And she's just like, "Well, my daddy takes care of me and makes sure I'm, full, warm and happy and safe out there in the woods, and I'm really glad he does that cuz my real mom and dad are gone, but I'm really happy to have him here with me to help me." And like some members of the court are like, "Oh, that's really sweet," and the others are like, "This is so bad. This is horrible."
Does
I feel
Scrawl
like
protect
Braun
you?
is sitting next to one of these people. It's like, oh, this is terrible. I can't believe this. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
You said Scrawl protects you from danger.
Yes.
Can you tell me about the dangers that exist? What does your father protect you from?
Well, there's stuff there's wolves and stuff in the woods, but also we have to make sure that none of the soldiers find us, because then they wouldn't let my daddy take care of me.
Oh, that's an awe moment.
Has your father ever told you that either the Centaur or the Aarakocra are bad?
He uses the word missile, magic missile, and Scrawn's like misguided. I use the word misguided.
He says he wants to murder all of them with magic missile.
Oh God.
Missile targets is what
Instant
they
back.
meant to say.
Father,
Misguided.
no.
Misguided
damage,
is the word
please.
I use. That no one seems to understand the conflict or really want to maintain it anymore.
He's gonna call on Charlie there. And just to speak to the character of Fauna, Charlie, you are also a child and you spent some time playing with her.
You are also a child.
Would you
Yes, I
say
can
that?
establish she is childlike and war is bad.
So true. So true. So true.
Would you tell
I
me?
get the innocence of a child to realize that you guys are all out of your dang minds. You guys are so used to war, that you're just like, oh, let's do more war because it's just more of the same and we don't know what else to do. What is wrong with you guys? This is not the way civilization should be.
What is your haunted one? Does it offer anything for rolls, Richard, or is it just like or is it just
No,
like...
it's just a feat with the background.
Okay. Well, if you wanted to take advantage in this case for like a persuasion roll or something, I would give it to you just based on like using the eyes thing and everything else that the council's done so far. I mean, if you're persuading to an actual point or like call to action here, that's up to you. If you're just adding to the general what's going on, then don't worry about it.
I'm not.
I can't tell if he's
I'm
cutting
not
out.
really sure what the convincing would accomplish. I'm still not exactly sure what we're doing here. We're trying to get the council of other people, not Aarakocra people, to side with ending the war and doing.
Yeah, at this point, you're just trying to state your case as strongly as possible for why it should end.
Okay, well, he did that.
Okay. So you do that, and like everyone's like, basically that's gonna start like rousing the court to be like, this kid knows what's up. Like, yeah, like we look into his eyes and we see something there. He's just got some passion. And the judge is gonna be like, rapping for order. Everybody calm down. And Phoenix is gonna like stand up again. Wait a minute. Okay, so we've got one instance. We have one time of two people leaving peaceably. I don't know about you folks, but that sounds like the exception proving the rule to me. Okay. I mean, sure, these two might live together, but they have nothing in common, okay? Aarakocra, Centaur, two completely different species here, people.
He's just gonna nod.
Yeah, I'm teeing you up pretty well here.
I'd like
No,
to speak.
he's gonna whisper in Hazard's ear. You should have Phoenix Flight read it.
As like Hazard like gets up and like dusts himself off and like prepares to own this court, Braun's gonna be like, Hazard, you should show him the thing you found.
Yep. I'd like to speak.
The judge is like, yes, you're free to call forth your witnesses. Unless, did you have anything to say to the other two, Phoenix? He's just like, no, I've made my point. They're two different species cohabitating. That proves nothing.
So you support segregation.
That's a kind of what was. It's weird. Like he's basically got to be the bad guy in like an apartheid movie and be like, no, keep it separated. Like that's
I
kind
mean,
of.
not every place is woke AF.
Yeah.
Guys.
No.
Anyways.
I'm gonna put away the voice for now because frankly it's rough and I've got a lot to say. My father has a tendency to not wear his shirt.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I
So I
do.
would like to call forth my father. He just walks in, chest glistening, and it's just like, all right, case closed, done. Give him whatever he wants.
watch Valson immediately throw up the minor illusion of the chest. It's like, not now.
He owns shirts. He owns a handful of shirts.
Objection! He does not.
He owns shirts. Often he will get dressed for the day and then remove his shirt. And then he throws this shirt on the floor. Not in a hamper, not on a towel rack. Doesn't return it to his drawer. Some days he goes into public without a shirt. Even into situations where it's not entirely appropriate, such as meeting his child's friends and coworkers.
Nice catch, Sid.
Now, this is a habit. This is a bad habit. Much like this war, this violence, this energy is a bad habit. There's no purpose behind it anymore. Bloodshed is a thing of the past. There's only resentment now. But this belief that we are engaged in violence is a bad habit. And I'm hearing, I hear these words about two separate, completely different people and bloodlines. But this is not the case. You are all blood. You are all creatures of the same world, sharing the same space. And not just in metaphor. What are you doing?
Suddenly a tabaxi streaks through the courtroom, just causes a problem. Nipsey just shows up, baked out of her mind, interrupting the court.
Now, I speak not only in metaphor, but in truth. In past, you all share blood. You all come from the same spot of earth. You come from the same spot of blood. And this bickering has gone on for too long. You have grown up into the adults that your societies are, and it is time to put away these pointless fights and recognize that, like it or not, you share the same space and you share the same resources. You are together. So you may as well stand together against these very real threats that we are here because of. And if you don't believe me, you can listen to the writings of the Modron. Are you familiar with the Modron?
Of course. I've studied everywhere. I'm aware of the Modron.
Well, I visited their library recently, and I rented a very interesting book, and I bookmarked this passage, And side note, if anyone wants to throw me money for the late fees that I'll be incurring, that would be appreciated. But I'd like to submit this as a piece of interest.
Sid, are you drawing? Were you drawing Hazard's dad there for a second? That's funny. By the way, the music swelled kind of perfectly for you there while you were talking, Andrew.
Thank
So
you.
you slide it over, and Phoenix is like, "Let me see this." The judge is like, "Is it legit? Yeah, judge, it's the real book. Let me just." He opens up the passage. Okay, the Mojern writes that the Centaur and Aarakocra are both linked to an ancient duck-like common ancestor. What? And
Yeah, they're ugly as sin. You both are like, woo, so much better off now.
he definitely gets another like ugh kind of moment, and the court's all like, "What?" And he just like, "What?" He'll slam the book down and just listen. It doesn't matter what was, okay? It matters what is now. All right? If we had some sort of common ancestor, we would have seen a centaur fly by now. Okay?
Hold up. Time out. Do we have a Pegasus to call on?
You do.
Lancer's just gonna get angry because it's Lancer and he can rage.
Mhm.
And I'd like to, if I can, use the intimidate thing because Lancer's just gonna activate the feather, fly up above right in front of him, and just scream in his face, "Is this enough evidence for you?"
You have a common ancestor and a common enemy. It is time to stop fighting, stop bickering, and unite against something that can easily crush all of us.
So you saying that, Lancer flying over, Phoenix is just gonna like rage and just like, this is a mockery of the court, and just run out. And then like, especially like
Your mom's a mockery of the court.
and especially like Lancer flying around, like the court, like everyone's just gonna be like going crazy, like, what? This is outrageous, like all this is too much, this is too much. And the judge just order, and then that little bird is gonna unleash like actually, can everybody roll me a con save?
I swear to God, if this fucking bird
Hey.
murders me.
Sid, have you rolled all nat 20s tonight?
No, she rolled.
I mean, I got a
one.
nat
Oh, you
one
got a
in
one,
there
yeah.
earlier.
She's
Okay.
been
That's
rolling
three
really
nat
well
20s
tonight.
today.
So, Braun and Charlie, you were gonna be deafened for about 30 seconds, so you're gonna get the like ear ringing thing as that little sparrow just unleashes this giant. Excuse me. This giant just like.
I said order! And it's just
This like this enormous, like impossibly huge voice coming out of this little bird as all the courts just like, oh, like his voice like makes people stumble backward. So for the 2v that
order!
yeah, perfect. So like when you have more options than I do on the soundboard. So when everybody that can hear, their hearing returns, he's just smacking his little gavel and he's just like, and for perhaps those who were out of earrings there for a few moments, I think it is time that our jury adjourns to make a decision. I do not think we're going to have any more of an impact as what we have seen before us today. So court is dismissed, and we will return shortly to hear the ruling of the jury. Thank you. And he slaps his gavel down, and you all can return
Did anyone notice that when
to the waiting
that Phoenix guy was running, that his hair dye was starting to drip down his head? Did anyone else catch that?
It's kind of weird.
Let's see.
Yeah, I thought
so
so.
these are only the people who would be here now.
What was really weird was when he like blew his nose into that napkin and then
Oh yeah,
flipped it
you caught that?
snot side out and then wiped
Yeah.
it on his hands
Yeah.
and then he like wiped it on his face and like mouth and
And I hope none of that stuff was too railroady, by the way, guys. I had like in mind what would be like make sense as like escalating evidence, but I didn't want to like force you into doing it that way, you know?
No, it worked out pretty well.
Cool. So you now step out here into the waiting room with these are the recognizable faces out here in the waiting room. while you're just while you're waiting.
It's rough, dude.
Oh
So
my
for
God.
those on the stream, my cat just took a shit in the litter box, the little one, the young one, and it's like being punched in the nose by like someone farted into a Capri Sun package and then like right in front of your face.
That's
like
savage.
but they had like eaten nothing but cardboard and beef jerky for like a week. It's not pleasant.
Well, fortunately, we'll be out of here in just a moment. We're gonna wrap up in a second here. But for now, you've adjourned to the waiting room. So if there's anything to like discuss with anybody here or amongst yourselves while you're waiting for the deliberations, now's the time. And then we'll like fast forward to when they actually reach their decision, of course.
I've been in a lot of courtrooms, and I think that went pretty well. Usually, if you get the other guy to run out with his hair all messed up, he did pretty good.
Yeah. I think we did a very good job. Thank you all.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, who wants to war? Nobody. Except for that guy, apparently.
Well, I'm sure most of the population of the high and mighty will probably have problems with this, but, you know, screw them.
You're here.
All right. Anything else before we wrap this episode up? Going once, going twice, because otherwise we'll get to our little, not so much a cliffhanger as a ribbon this time, but anything else people want to interject real quick?
Did I get my book back? They're gonna kill me if I don't return that.
You will get the book
someday.
back. Phoenix probably like threw it back at you when he ran out of the room, honestly.
Oh no, the spine! Oh no. Anyone know mending?
I can press the digitation, but that's about it.
I know mending.
I can make the book smell good.
My new favorite bard.
I can fix it.
That's a joke. He's not my sister.
I'm just
Alright.
gonna go and like start a one lady band or something.
No, not my sister.
You can go join the True Selves. That like cool trio of string instrument players that keep showing up. All right. So you head back to the courtroom, and the jury returns, and Judge Sparrow here is like, "Okay, let us have our two head jurors step forward and speak about their verdict." And Dooley and Court will both step forward, and they'll just step forward. Dooley will start. Well, there are still some tiny details to work out, but, and he looks over at Court, and Court goes, but we have decided that a ceasefire is in both of our best interests for the time being. And then the whole, like, Phoenix Wright, like, woo! Cheers and, like, confetti falls down. And,
nice. Of course, have confetti. Great.
And you did it. You've negotiated. You've proven the need for this ceasefire. You did it.
We did it.
Woo!
So if I go back to the big map, now for your eventual, potential big fight, you do now have the Centaur and the Aarakocra potentially able to fight for you.
Woo!
So your forces have grown.
Unless we have no war at all, because we just said what was it good for.
And
And
let me.
hopefully we won't need it.
I do love how we're like, hey, we don't need war. War sucks. Now come join our war.
True.
Oh,
Oh, as a fun little aside for this episode, just because the whole like common ancestor thing is out there now, I have been not said what Lancer's subclass is for Barbarian, and lo and behold, way back when, Matt Mercer wrote an extension of the Totem Barbarian called Totem of the Duck.
Oh yeah. What about that?
I'm pretty solid thing too. Who was
Yep.
that? Heater? Who was
What's that?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
John Heater. Yeah.
So yeah, he is the totem of the duck, or I think it might be. No, it's just totem of the duck. Yeah.
I just
Chod.
gave
We're
y'all
behind.
a little
Chod.
more. I just gave y'all some more XP for the courtroom win there, because that's still an encounter, just of a different kind. So that's an episode.
Woo!
Yay, Artem's back now for as we start wrapping up this campaign. So speaking of
Yeah.
next week, it'll be up to you guys, because you can either, I'll tell you right now just to get your gears turning about it. So next week, if you want to like talk to Indy about like this whole like destruction of the mansion thing, that's like a 1 episode thing, is helping him out. Alternatively, you can embark on the next actual arc of doing like all the hell stuff. So y'all can decide which of the two you want to go for next time. But that's kind of the fork in the road you're at right now.
Yo,
And
let's go to hell.
And Rufus will be
I
able
hear
to,
they got good hot tubs.
and
I
Rufus
mean-
will be able to talk to you guys regardless about like the stuff with with his temple too. We'll do that next time.
You were giving me crap about trying to like reach out to my mafia ties, but I think all we gotta do is wait for Spider to be pooping, and like to call him, and then be like, hey, but can you seriously, like, if you want to like go do like a terrorist attack on these places, just to wipe those out.
I like how we've helped so many people and unified so many races, and you're like, no, let's get the murderer to help us.
Unification.
Alrighty, so you did it. You achieved your ceasefire, and next week we'll return with, like I said, whatever y'all want to do next. But that's an episode. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll be back next week with more.
Hey.